Is that how it is?
Are we recording or what?
Are you really going to out me?
Yeah. All right. Is it going?
No, maybe. Maybe.
Why isn't it recording?
Maybe it is.
I'm going to stop talking for the rest of the day.
Wait.
Well, you know what? That's just a sign of a poor attitude.
Yeah.
And I don't think that'll be really appreciated on Real Neighbours,
Whoa!
episode 22.
Real Neighbours.
Holy crap. Yeah.
Welcome.
Was that lame?
That was cool.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 20.
Jamie approves.
Yeah, I like it.
I just want to start off by saying that Austin's voice is really like grainy and annoying and high pitched over these headphones that I'm using.
Oh.
But Jamie, just say anything.
I don't want to.
Oh, that's just like sex in my ears.
I told you. I already told you.
Man,
this.
I didn't notice it until he started talking to the mic, though.
He has the voice.
It's velvet.
Jamie's the prodigy of radio.
Yeah.
Oh, can you do that again?
People like to say I have a face for radio.
That
No, it's a voice.
Sorry, what?
I don't-
No, that's a
it's-
joke. I'm calling myself. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Can we just listen to Jamie talk?
Yeah, if we could just listen to Jamie, that'd be great. Now,
All right.
I will say this, though, Mike. You're not really a spring chicken over there yourself. So.
Excuse me, my voice is like pretty much sex.
Is it almost
your
all
ears.
nose? Does it all just go to
Nasal?
your nose? Yeah, purely nasal.
You want
My name's
you
Mike
want me to just
Fleischer.
talk through my nose?
Ooh.
Okay, this is.
All right.
This
All
is,
right,
of course,
let's shoot
starting
this
off
tangent.
very mature. Okay, guys, ready. This is Mike Fleischer.
Yeah.
He's our friend, and he
How's it
does
going?
construction.
Yeah. Woo.
Oh, my
Mike-
God.
Mike
It's weird that
Fleischer.
we're not being filmed because I want to do things with my body. But
Yeah.
You want to do visual cues?
It's all with your mouth. You got to do it
Yeah.
all.
Okay,
Yeah.
now hold on. To give you some credit, Mike, why don't you tell our audience? I know.
What
Tell
am I
me.
gonna tell them?
What else? What else is there about you? You got like? Do you want to talk about your YouTube
so
or
yeah,
anything?
I forgot this is actually going to be posted, so I really have to watch what I say on here, huh?
Yeah.
This is not
this
just a morning gym session.
No.
The possibility of being canceled is always there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I hope they try to cancel me.
Yeah.
They've
Like,
been trying forever.
You
I'm
can't like
huge.
don't talk about how you were abusing orphans earlier. Don't say stuff like that.
Yeah, avoid a lot of those heavy topics.
Just don't like talk about what you do in
Oh
your day
man,
to day.
there's so many bad things going through my mind now. Jokes that I'm not allowed to say.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
I've been told I'm
I
not
know,
allowed to say
I
certain
know. Hey,
keywords that
it's not
are
us.
are an irregular
Yeah.
part
No,
of my vocabulary.
it's not me or Jamie. It's our assistant.
Yeah.
So like, if I say something really bad, you can't bleep it. You're not going to bleep it out or
well,
anything.
like we could, but you're just
Okay,
giving him
so-
more work.
Oh, I'll cancel you.
So I
yeah.
can't say words like.
Oh, but I actually do have to block that out.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
All
For
right.
example.
That's the only pass you get.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't want to. I don't want to
I'm
cut out
sorry.
anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're just causing him more
Just go
grief.
beep beep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do two big beeps.
Make sure you get every syllable beeped. Otherwise, you'll be able to fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
This is backwater.
and I'll actually get canceled.
And you know what?
But it's funny because all you said was like butt poop. Like that's not actually
Butt
that bad.
poop,
We're just
right?
gonna censor it, but you actually didn't even say anything
Yeah,
that bad.
exactly.
So like, big deal.
You know what? Jamie
Big deal.
was
No
definitely
racial slurs.
concerned with our guest, but
Yeah.
there's-
I mean, that's a good.
Yeah.
He's wise.
I wasn't
He's a wise man.
concerned. I was just saying, hey, like obviously, like there's jokes you'll make as friends, but this is public. You got to be a little cautious.
So how do you guys generally? This is so interesting hearing this side of Jamie. This is an unusual. Being the most raucous of the raucous. How do you say that word?
Raucous.
Raucous of
I
the
think.
group.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you know what? Actually, you're pretty tame. I think I just
Usually.
group you in.
Jamie's
Yeah.
pretty. No, Jamie's always been pretty easygoing.
I think like
Yeah.
I'm definitely the most vulgar of all of our friend group.
Most what?
Vulgar.
Yeah.
Probably not as vulgar as Andrew.
yeah.
Oh, you are correct.
Yeah, so Andrew definitely
Wow,
wins.
do not have Andrew on your podcast.
Yeah, no,
He would
Oh.
he would unironically just start screaming like perverse things that I'm
Well,
not allowed to say.
now keep in mind that.
All right.
Okay, let's
We
not
don't- we
throw.
don't- yeah,
let's
we don't
not
wanna
throw him
paint-
under the bus. Andrew's
Yeah.
Andrew's a sweetheart. He's so much
Andrew,
fun.
I'm throwing you completely under the bus right now. This is solely Mike and not the other two.
Oh no.
All right. Wait. So yeah, are we doing 30 minutes more, Austin?
Oh yes, this
It's gonna
is
be
this
an
is actually
hour.
called 30
Oh,
minutes
boy.
more.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we're
One additional
30
person
minutes
means
more is
an
the name of this
additional 30 minutes.
Yeah.
The name of this podcast is 30 Minutes More.
No,
Yeah.
well, this type of guest episodes are called 30 minutes more.
Because we often figure there'll be a lot more to talk about,
That
a lot
was
more
my
going on.
that was my idea.
Gotcha.
But
30 minutes more.
that's up for debate. We'll have to find out
Well-
where we're going.
Well, I did it.
yeah.
I made it up.
The more I listen to Jamie speak into that microphone,
I told you.
the better my day gets. To be
I
honest.
know. I told you.
Check out the podcast then.
I'm gonna have to start listening to them.
Oh,
th-
Jamie,
you
don't
guys might
say
as well
it like
just-
that.
You guys might as well just introduce me.
Yeah, he's
Well,
What do
no,
you
we
guys
already did.
normally do and talk about?
Okay. So
No, I
let's-
know you introduced me. I'm saying introduce me to what you do.
Okay, so just to clarify. So he's never listened to the show.
Never.
Okay.
No, I'm a complete newbie.
It's literally me and Jamie being ourselves and just shooting the shit. That's
Being
it, man.
real.
That's
Okay.
why I did not plan anything because I was just like,
But like,
we're
what,
just gonna bring you on
what
and fuck
topics
around.
are there? You guys have already told me a couple of words that are off limits. Like, are there topics that are off limits?
Well, we try not to be too like controversial. We're just
Like
trying
right
to put,
now, there's very controversial things going on
Of
all
course.
around the world.
We-
so
we
I'm
stay-
wondering if you guys go near
I
that.
don't know. I don't know
or
if we want to go balls deep into that.
No, we do.
do you guys just keep it. You just put the tip in. You don't really go.
Yeah, we're just trying to be entertaining. Like we're not really trying to dive in and get our opinions.
Okay,
out
so
there
this isn't a
too much.
podcast to like try and like talk about like,
Anything important.
Anything important.
No.
we're just here to
No,
bullshit.
dude, nothing
We're just-
significant.
We're just
Okay.
whittling
No,
around
dude, we're just fucking
over
the
here.
dog.
Whittling around. We're just
Yeah.
fucking
But you know what,
the
Mike?
dog.
Okay,
We'll call it
let's
fucking the
hear.
dog.
Well, let's hear a little bit about yourself. All right.
Yeah.
Because some people might just think you're a simple construction man,
Oh, but he's
I
a
am.
complex guy.
but there's a lot
I'm
going
a
on.
very no.
You're
Yeah.
a complex package.
Well, no.
Mm-hmm.
I think it boils down to, yeah, it doesn't matter what happens to you in life. You just need to stay positive, and that's it. That's
Yeah.
pretty
Is
much
that-
what
is
my
that-
life motto is right now.
Yeah.
That's your whole theme, eh?
Yeah.
You feel
Yeah.
like what? You
And
feel
I think like it's interesting. Like a lot of people go through.
keep the mic close to your mouth.
A lot of people go through
A classic.
like,
Austin.
traumatic things or like hard things, hardship in life, and you see a lot of people not really deal with it. Let's say well, and then there are people who can go through immense amounts of pain and suffering and things, and they deal with it very well.
Like people like Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait,
right?
what?
Jamie
Well,
has
we're
suffered.
just this.
Oh,
how many
yeah.
times you were, abused and beat as
Oh,
a kid, and
yeah. All.
your parents locked you in the, the cellar and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, it was rough those cellar days. Also, my old school, my principal used to lock me in the chokey all the time.
The choke.
the
Yeah.
cho- I don't
What
even
is the
know.
chokey?
Remember
I
that?
went to your school. What was that?
No, that was reserved specifically for Jamie. I'm
The
guessing.
chokey. It was this wood box with nails coming out, and if you were bad in my school, you had to sit in there for a good hour, maybe. It was intense.
Just force the kid to sit
Yeah.
in there,
Just
right?
sit in there. Wait,
I'm
how were the
surprised-
nails involved? What,
Well,
what do
the
the
nail-
nails do?
They just
nails-
kept you from moving too much.
Yeah, they kept you from squirming too much.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, some kids would try and get out. so-
I'm actually. It's funny that went above both your heads because that's from. You guys never seen Matilda, the movie?
No.
No,
I
Oh,
saw
okay.
it when I was.
I had a feeling you were referencing a movie, though. I was
Yeah.
like, are you just making this up, or are you
No.
referencing
Yeah, I
something?
was too young. I was just a boy.
That was a
I don't
weird
remember
movie.
that movie
How old
anymore.
are you?
26.
Oh, okay.
Is
So
there
you're
some
2 years
weird-
younger than me and the same age as Jamie. And
Wow.
I'm 25.
There's no
don't
reason-
lump
oh,
me
he's
with
even
you.
younger than you.
Don't lump me with you.
There's
old
no reason to
folks.
talk about how old you are.
Old
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah.
Oh, does no one here know your guys' age?
We
No,
pretend.
they do.
We've talked about
we
it.
pretend we're 15. I just can't.
Hey guys, we're still young. We still got it.
We're just little boys.
mutant gummy bear. I want to make friends with the mutant gummy bear.
Okay, hold on. Well, okay.
We're
I
just
say
little
You guys watch
boys.
Vanos?
No.
Oh, okay.
no.
Well,
Dude,
for all
I
those,
don't know.
For all those normies out there that do.
watch Vanos.
Vanos is amazing.
Man,
I don't even know what that
at
is.
least you appeal to a different demographic. That's good.
Dude, I
We
mean,
might-
I
we
don't,
might
I don't
pull
watch
in,
him religiously because they just pretty much do the same videos over and over. But I love Vanos. Some of his videos are great.
Vanos Gaming, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I've heard of them. Aaron's always been a big fan too. He's always
his short films are really fun to quote. Like they'll take like a segment out of one of their videos and they'll turn it into like an animated short, and it's funny when they do that.
Those are cool. Like when people make like fan videos like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
You know what? Let's talk
Like
about.
you guys all heard about that? Really? Sorry, I interrupted you there.
I want to get into some riveting topics here, but we can.
Oh,
stay
let
here.
me wrap this up with this one thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You guys ever saw that like stupid viral video where that guy like is standing in his garage and he goes, "I'm standing here in my garage next
Yeah,
to
of
my
course.
Lamborghini,
Ty Lopez.
reading books."
Yeah.
You know what I love more than knowledge? So basically, they like Vano and them all started getting that and mocking it. And
What
it-
did a redux?
Oh man, you know what? I'm just gonna pull it up. It's
Yeah.
well worth it. You
Yeah.
guys are gonna laugh.
Okay, wait. Wait.
I'll pull it up while you're doing your thing.
Well,
We're gonna watch a video.
yeah, we can't
Well,
really.
You can't watch a video on here.
It doesn't work for
That's
the
not how
format.
that
Oh
works.
yeah, we're not on a vodcast. We're on a podcast.
Show us after though.
You know, this
Okay.
is a classic
But
boomer move.
You can shout out what the video is and tell people listen to check it out if you want to.
Well, yeah, just go to Vanos.
Man.
Just type in Vanos Gaming on YouTube and
Ty
then type in
Lopez.
Ty Lopez.
I did not realize what a boomer mic was before I brought him on the show.
I'm older than both of you.
Check out this video, guys. Watch it right now.
Yeah, what-
watch
That's not how it works.
Podcast.
Can't do that.
We're not just hanging out here. This is
Just hanging
serious.
out to dry here,
This is
guys.
serious business.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, hold on. Let's start. I think an easy way to start is how we know each other. All right, how do we know each other?
Church.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go ahead and say it was probably church at every point in our lives
Well,
too. Like you,
totally
we
was.
went to a
It was totally
church
church.
when we were a kid.
All of us.
We
met
were
in church.
kids. Jamie didn't go to that church though.
Oh,
When we were kids.
Yeah, you didn't go.
And
I
then-
met you. I met you through Dunamis. Through your
Because-
brother.
Are you
ultimately-
talking?
Oh yeah, you go ahead first.
Sorry,
you go
yeah.
first.
I was opening a drink. Are you talking about like River City? Like
Yeah, River City. So I
Oh.
knew, like, I've known Mike forever.
I
We
didn't
just
know
never
you
really
went-
talked.
yeah,
Yeah.
You brought me when I was younger because I
Well,
used
you
to
weren't
stay at
very
your
cool
house.
back then. You were a real pleb.
Yeah,
I mean, was anybody cool
He
back
was.
then?
I was.
At River City, I'm gonna go ahead and say debatable.
Ouch.
Debatable.
I know. Yeah, it is a little bit. I'm
Debatable.
feeling a little heated now.
This is getting
Well,
spicy.
I mean,
Yeah.
You were a bitch ass 8-year-old.
You only came into my spectrum like in the last year and a half. You were worthy of my time.
What
at that
spectrum
point.
is that?
Just like you were worthy of my attention.
You want to talk about spectrums?
Like you
Yeah.
were worthy of my attention. Like within the last 2 years.
yeah,
Okay, so I will say this: Mike and I definitely have a relationship that we've known of each other for like most of our lives, but we didn't actually bother talking until COVID.
yeah. Is that true?
It took COVID happening for us to actually have an actual conversation between each other.
I don't know. I feel like also we just never like you've always been friends with Aaron and been around, and you've always been friends with Jamie. But I was friends with Jesse, and then me and Jesse were never friends for weren't friends for a long time because Jesse just kind of went on did his own thing. Went to
BC
Toronto.
Jesse or,
no, his brother.
Okay,
Yeah,
Jamie's
brother.
Okay, yeah.
And then you went away to Toronto and British Columbia, and you were gone
You hung
for
out.
years.
You hung out with Jesse a lot.
Not a lot, but I hung out with Jesse considerably when I was in the youth
Yeah,
group.
pretty much any time he would be here is because of Jesse.
Yeah.
because
Oh,
he
I
had
didn't
been
know
to
that.
this house before.
Yeah.
Okay,
And like
okay.
Jamie was a little brother, and then you were just like an annoying friend of Aaron's for a long
Well,
time.
that's
to me.
that's normal.
That's
yeah.
how I viewed you because
Yeah,
when we were
that's
growing
pretty.
up.
That's pretty
But
standard.
that
That's
makes
and
sense.
you guys
Yeah,
are two or 3 years younger. When we met back in high school, that's a lot. Or like even before high school, it's like that's a big deal.
Well, because
that's a huge difference.
And at
You're
the
totally
time,
right.
at
yeah.
the time, the age difference was way more significant. I feel like
Yeah.
once you hit a certain age, it's like anyone in their 20s, it's not that weird.
Yeah.
But the younger you go, the weirder it is.
Yeah,
'cause
and
it's
then-
like okay.
So then like yeah, we kind of re-met. Like I came back from Germany. My life's been crazy as well. I got married young and all that stuff, and now came back.
Yeah,
And
you did the whole rigmarole.
And then we just like I don't know. We just started chirping the shit out of each other multiple times when we'd hang out with Aaron, and I was just like, I love this guy. I remember you gave me a ride home, and I was just like, I think this guy's fucking hilarious, and I love hanging out with him. So we just started hanging out.
Yeah, our mutual friend was Aaron, obviously. And so COVID ended, and we were working out there, with, like classic Hick style, with the tractors and
Just
everything.
cutting fucking wood.
Yeah,
and
cutting fucking wood all
stacking
day and
shit.
stacking shit. Yeah, it was,
Oh.
it was fun. It was a good time at the time. And I remember we started talking, Mike and I.
You want to go on a break?
So
Wait,
two
what time
things-
you want to work till 3:30? 2 o'clock rolls around.
So-
Yeah, you know what? I think we should pack her in for the day.
let me give some full context here. So we'd be
I-
working
I,
away.
I have no idea what that means.
So we go at Aaron's place for like 10 a.m. or something, and Mike would go, "We're gonna do a full day. We're gonna be here till 6 p.m. and we're gonna hustle." And then so we start working away. It's maybe 1 o'clock. Mike rolls up on the tractor, takes off his headphones. Man, are you tired? I'm tired.
Okay, just so everybody knows, I was dealing with like severe depression, crippling depression at that point in my life.
And-
so I would get up and I would have enough serotonin and dopamine in my system to be like feeling good for the first time in maybe a couple of days. And I'd be like, oh, we're gonna work all day so hard. And then by the time lunch rolls around, dopamine store is gone, and I'm just like, so you guys want to get a beer and go home?
I know, so he says, "Let's get out of here by 4 o'clock." And I think, you know what? I don't enjoy this either. It's pretty hard. I'll go home early. 30 minutes later, rolls around. Tractor again. Man, what are we doing here?
What are we doing here? Oh,
And we haven't even been working 4 hours at this point. I don't even think we've had lunch yet. And
Man,
he's already.
the funniest thing is how I said it. I roll up in the tractor, shut it off. You stop your chainsaw and like.
I know we both have to stop what
stop
we're doing
everything
to
that
have
we're
this
doing.
conversation.
You're full bore like into a huge stump with the stumper. I'm like, shut her down. I stop. You're like, what now? I'm like, man, why are we still here at Aaron's house? And he's just looking at me like, what do you mean you stopped half an hour ago to ask the same thing?
Yeah, now of course this happened regularly for weeks, so it became a running joke.
Were you guys like worked there daily? Like it was
Pretty much
for a while there.
Yeah,
for a while,
for a
it was
couple
when
months.
there was COVID and there was just nothing going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Nothing.
it was the beginning of like it was like March, April, May. So like it was when they went real hard in the first shutdown, and everyone
Yeah.
was actually freaking out, thinking the world was ending.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
we were just out
Literally
there at
no
Aaron's house
work.
cutting grass.
You
Yeah.
couldn't find any work either.
No, I couldn't find
Yeah,
any work.
there's nothing.
Yeah, I'm busy as hell all the time, and all my work just dried up overnight.
Oh wow. Were you
Fear is a
guys
crazy
just,
thing.
Did you guys just do various odd jobs?
Yeah, he had. Man, Aaron, when he first bought that house, the guy who lived there before him was just like some old farmer
Yeah.
who did everything himself and like it was cheap. So he
Half
just
true. There was remember that young family there that
Well,
lived there
they
for
didn't do anything
a
to the
couple
house,
years.
though.
Yeah, they did fuck all and sold.
yeah.
Yeah.
They just sold it to Aaron, pulling it off because there was too many problems that the old guy did and hid.
Oh, okay.
So just
Oh,
water,
like just
serious
shabby, like,
water
work.
problems in the
Yeah.
basement and
They were a young
half-assed
couple.
patch
They did not have the capital.
No, the guy
to-
worked in this
Oh.
in the plants, and they had a kid, and he didn't know how to fix fuck all.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he just
MacGyvered it.
yeah, MacGyvered everything. Well, no, he didn't. I don't think he even did. I think they just left it the way the old man had it, and then
I
that
would
was
not.
it.
I would be surprised if they did almost nothing.
I think they may have like put a really shitty like attempt at waterproofing the front of the house by putting a stone garden in with plastic underneath, and then
I
like
remember that.
tarring it to the brick on the house so that like the water would run onto the thing, and then just go in the ground and go in the basement.
So
Inevitably going where it would have
Inevitably
ended
go
up
straight back
anyway.
into the basement. It was like this stupid stone garden, like probably 20 feet by 20 feet in like a corner of the house where they were having a water problem. And the water problem never stopped. Like when I first got there, there was a constant like stream of water coming into the basement of Aaron's house, like from the one wet wall.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah,
It was nuts. So.
that was disgusting. So we're working there, right? And you know we're starting to get along a little bit, and we were working out one day, and I think Mike was venting me one of his life stories one time, and he was just talking away, and he says, "Hey Austin, what do you think?" And I was zoned out. I was really
like
paying
Austin often
yeah,
is.
I wasn't paying
Yeah.
attention, so I just looked at him and said, "I didn't listen to any of that."
I think you looked at me, you're like, what? I wasn't paying attention.
And then Mike,
Aw.
and
And
then
I've been talking to him for like 5 minutes.
damn.
Like directing everything I'm saying at him. And I just looked at him and burst out laughing.
Oh, no, you initially because you, you
Oh, I
didn't
was
know me
pissed.
that
I
well.
was just like,
yeah, you didn't
what
know
the
me that
fuck
well.
is
so you
wrong
looked
with
at me
this
and
guy?
went, yeah, what the fuck is this guy? What's up with
What's this
dude?
guy's deal?
yeah.
I was just like, is something severely wrong with this? I thought you might be like disabled at that point.
Or else fucking with you.
Well, no, I just thought you were disabled because you were genuinely like, I
okay.
don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
What? Where are we?
Like, she like looked at me after me ranting for 5
Well-
minutes, and you're just like, what?
Well,
So-
and
Mike,
then he
Mike,
gave me a
what-
ride home.
what
Oh,
were-
that's right. Sorry, go ahead, Jamie.
I was just gonna say, what were you guys talking about? Like, you can just get into it
I
right
was just
now.
ranting about what. Oh, okay.
One of
no.
Mike's classic
Yeah.
bearing his soul
Oh, okay.
rants
Yeah, yeah.
where he kind of,
Yeah.
just gets into a mood.
So
I
we-
just want to gauge if it's actually boring or not. I want to see if I'm with Austin here. you know?
Probably was just a repeat. It was probably.
Oh, yeah, it's something I've already heard before.
It was
Yeah.
probably a repeat. I ranted for okay. Well, in a span of 3 years, my father died. My wife left me. I moved across.
that's terrible.
I moved across the country and moved into my buddy's parents' basement.
Yeah.
At 25, after owning my own house and my own business for years,
yeah.
and lost half my shit to the woman.
Yeah, classic.
And then
Wow.
and then started dating a girl that was 12 years older than me from Europe. So my life was just fucking bananas by my own fault as well.
Good
but
times,
like,
good
yeah.
times. Yeah,
there was always something fresh for me to bitch about.
Yeah, that's
yeah
fair.
he always had something new. That's a good point.
That's
Is
like,
a lot of
that's
the
like a
time,
blues song, like in the making.
Yeah,
it would almost be
that
bad.
was only the first half. Like the
Yeah.
next 3 years after that were even more intense.
It's almost
Yeah.
bad if nothing's wrong in Mike's life because he keeps telling the same stories. So
Yeah,
the
just
more
repeat myself.
tragedy that happens, the more
Yeah.
output he gives.
You wish him the illest of.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding.
Let's send good
Whoa,
juju
whoa,
this way,
yeah,
please.
No, I'm
No.
kidding. I hope good things happen, and I hope you learn to quit bitching. No, I'm
right.
just kidding.
So,
Shut your
so now,
I'm
so now
just
to involve Jamie back in this,
Well, I
Yeah.
just want to.
we started getting along.
I
So,
want to.
Yeah,
I just want to add to the final part of that story because it all kind of goes part and parcel with what I initially thought about you. So he gives me a ride home from Aaron's one day as well. So this happened. The whole like. I noticed he like would zone out randomly during conversation or something. Even when we were all hanging out, we'd be like, "So what do you?" And Austin, you look off at Austin, and no one can see me, but just so everyone knows, I have a very blank look on my face. I'm staring off into nowhere. But like, Austin, what's going on? And he was just like,
blank.
yeah, narrate,
Whoa.
just
Jamie,
like,
narrate.
and I'm like,
Ooh.
okay, something's up here, right? Gives me a ride home one day. And I'm like, yeah, I live on I'm like, just take this road and that road. This kid's lived in Sarnia his whole fucking life.
Are you really? Are
I'm
you,
like,
again?
I'm like, yeah, just get off the highway on Moldland, and Jamie will know what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
anyone here who's listening, who's listening from Sarnia, get off on Moldland, go up to Confed, take a right, and go straight in. I'll give you further directions then.
Are you explaining where someone lives right now?
Yeah, to my
Jamie,
house.
he's pointing out my poor
So,
sense of
so,
No, I don't.
so we're driving,
I'm
and
kidding.
he's just sitting there chatting away. I'm like, he almost drives straight past the Moldland. I'm like, get off here. He's like, oh, wheels onto the exit, keeps driving. We pull up. Oh, he's like looking all blank. We pull up to like Wellington, which is like there's only 2 streets that go off Moldland.
Yeah.
2. I'm like,
Hey,
and he
come
goes,
on.
he's like, is it here? I'm like, no, Confed. He's like, oh, okay. Just keeps driving. Goes straight through Confed goes to go over the overpass. We're gonna drive out to friggin' Moortown, and I'm just like, I look at him and I'm like, do you actually have no fucking idea where you are? I'm like, Sarnia is a grid and it is a tiny town. How
Yeah.
are you so directionally challenged? And he just goes, well, I was just waiting for directions.
Yeah, there's
and
like-
this has been a common theme in our
Hey,
relationship.
no.
There's
You were-
literally just 2 ends in Sarnia. It's like there's stuff
Yeah.
here and there's stuff
Yeah,
here.
that's
Hey,
it.
hey.
And there's 2
He was
places.
telling a good story, and I wanted to enjoy the story, so I stopped prioritizing
Yeah.
where I was
So
going.
I just completely ignored the fact that I was driving a vehicle.
Yeah, he didn't care. He was just really enamored
Like
by
I
your
feel
story.
like honestly, if I got in the car with Austin and we were heading out to Aaron's and I just started talking, he'd drive all the way to London without even noticing. Without
now,
even noticing.
Jamie-
He's talked about this before.
yeah,
He's-
you
he
know,
always,
I have a bad sense. of
yeah,
direction.
he
You
always
both.
says he has bad direction, which, yeah, I would admit. I've seen some stuff.
Oh,
but,
it's bad.
I've seen some shit.
Yeah.
But anyways, after that, like we laughed our asses off about that a couple times. And then I started chirping you about it and you started just giving it back to me like how I was always like whining and had a blue always had a blue story to tell of some sort.
Yeah.
And the
Bitching
level
about all his crippling life problems.
the level of aggressive. We got drunk one time at Zach's house when we were just fucking letting into each other, like chirping, like the most degrading, inhumane
Jamie, you were there too.
chirps. Yeah,
What-
yeah, you were there.
Was
yeah.
it?
At Zach's in the backyard.
in the
Okay.
summer.
At a barbecue.
Okay,
Yeah.
yep.
And I just remember thinking, man, this is the best energy ever.
Yeah.
Like these guys, and you were there too, but I was
Yeah.
just like, these guys are not offended by anything that I say.
Hmm.
We are taking drastic stabs at each other's character, and it's all in good fun.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
the greatest part about humor is like there's always a little bit of underlying truth.
Yeah.
And you're exaggerating it to make a funny point.
Yeah.
But people take it way too seriously, and it's like get offended by things, but you never did. We would say the most brutal, vicious things about each other's character, and like we would just both look at each other and burst out laughing to the
Yeah.
point where everyone listening to us was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely gotten some pretty aggressive.
People were like, "Are these guys
Shit-talking
serious? Do they want to
sessions.
kill each other?" And we're just like laughing.
You know, we'd be at like a restaurant like Chuck's, and we'd just be fucking. I don't know. I
Going
just,
at
for
it
some reason,
there.
I couldn't help it, so I
There's
just
like
sit there.
one of the bros brings a girlfriend, and she's just sitting there like, "Do these guys want to murder each other?"
Are these guys okay?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people like a good roast, so you're just doing that for all the people at Chuck's.
Oh man.
All
They're
right,
like,
so
"Ah."
we got to pull Jamie back into this somehow, okay?
Yeah.
Because I'm feeling a bit of a bromance going on here.
Yeah, you guys a lot of stories, but hey, I don't. It's good. It's good stuff. I like it.
Put your dick away.
so the point is-
we're moving on to
No,
Jamie here.
sorry.
No.
Oh, is it out of my pants again? Oh,
Is that on my
jeez.
pants again?
Oh,
Dude, I was
jeez.
just hanging out there.
Sorry,
Not
I'm
again.
so sorry.
hammer.
I have to deal with this every time, but
Every podcast,
good.
damn it.
I just don't. I don't let on that it's happening, but it happens all the time.
Jamie
Just so
tried-
the viewers know the
Yeah.
truth behind the
So,
podcast.
you know,
Flops
when
out all
Jamie's
the time.
stuttering and saying, so, yeah, he's just flustered by the
'Cause
fact
I-
that my dick is
yeah,
His
his
fully erect penis is just hanging out of his pants.
It distracts me for a second. I'm like, wait. Oh, okay. Anyway, yeah. Moving on.
The weather. It's so
Do you want
nice
some
outside.
more water?
And then we. Yeah.
Are you thirsty?
Are you
Yeah.
thirsty?
Well, then we look at like the track notes, and I just quickly try and look away, and I'm like, well, let's get on something.
He's just sitting there like trying to stuff your dick back in your pants for you.
Oh yeah.
Just
all right, all
fiddling
right.
around trying to get it. Put
that's-
it away.
Okay,
Put it away.
that's only happened like
Mike,
once.
I
It's-
don't.
That's fine.
You're giving a little too much behind the scenes. We don't
Yeah.
need to. We don't need to just talk about all the things that we do.
Just imagine there's like a podcast out there where there's just like two guys just smashing while they're
Yeah.
doing the podcast and
Well,
they're not telling anyone.
It's
And
actually
the meta
it's-
thing is.
It's weird that you're like mentioning how it's weird that his dick's out when we're all naked. Like obviously his dick's
Are we
out.
going to not point out the irony of the fact that none of us are wearing clothing?
Yeah, exactly. Like this is pretty.
Oh no.
It's not that weird, all things considered.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I would say this. Okay, the conclusion is Mike's kind of new to the group. I'm still feeling him out a little bit, not literally.
I'm just feeling him up a little bit.
Maybe he'll be a permanent part of the crowd. Who knows?
The friend group.
Yeah.
You keep
Yeah,
working.
me and Jamie are we're starting to kindle a little friendship, you
Yeah.
know, on the side here. He's
Yeah.
like my side bitch,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But
I
actually,
like that. I like that you bring him around a lot to the parties at my house and stuff. Get to
Yeah.
see him a little bit here and there.
You know
Yeah,
what,
I feel like
do-
it's been a long period where I didn't see you
Yeah.
much at all. Yeah.
It's interesting too because it's like we would probably that's why I love friends of friends. We would probably never be like, hey, you want to hang out, you know?
yeah, exactly.
But it's like if we keep doing stuff like this, eventually
If
you
we-
do develop friendships.
yeah, exactly, because it's like people you know is kind of why I run
Yeah,
into you a lot.
absolutely.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah.
And like next time we go to the cottage, you definitely should come.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'm down.
Are we free to talk about drug use?
Are
on
we
this-
are
on
we
this
self
podcast?
are we self-inviting
okay.
people? are you just inviting everybody?
Yeah, everyone come to the cottage.
Are you
Everybody, let's go.
You're trying to tell them about your cottage crack den? Is that what you're talking?
Yes, no. We do smoke crack at the cottage.
Are we allowed to
regularly.
talk about DMT on this show? Jamie,
Welcome to the podcast.
Well, Joe Rogan does. No.
did you guys hear about those monkeys?
You hear those monkeys
Fucking
in
smashing shit
in
up?
China that just like they all just when they greet each other they just fuck each other. Have you seen
When
this?
they say hello,
National
they just fucking
Geographic?
pork back.
There's like a group of monkeys that like how they greet each other is they just the men just slide it in, slide it out. They just,
Really?
even into another guy, they'll just like fuck him in the ass really quick and then run onto another branch.
What kind
Well-
of monkey is this? Do you know?
No, but it was Joe Rogan was talking about it as well on his podcast.
That's a little like.
I think
hey,
they're just like
hey,
general
how's it going?
orangutan. They're
You know?
just
They're-
something they weirdly developed to do. I don't
I
know
think
why.
they're probably just trying to be nice.
Yeah. Well, that's
What's up? Let me give you a little
no
two-pumper.
reason to be rude.
that's what we
And
do
it's
at the
not
real
even
Neighbours
sexual,
shack
it's just
too.
like a thing they do, like when they see each other.
Yeah.
That's how me and Austin greet each other. What are you
Yeah. As
talking
we
about?
were just talking about, it's like pretty normal for us. Yeah.
In
How's
and
it
out.
going? Yeah.
In and out.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh no.
you're painting too much of a
I don't
picture.
even
Oh,
know
no,
where
oh, no.
this is going.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, I'm trying my best I can with just audio.
Jamie,
Yeah, that's
you
true.
are
So-
sweating over there.
I'm
eh?
like hot,
chilly.
Yeah, it's toasting. I'm feeling fine.
are
I'm
you?
fine. I'm a little cold.
Really?
I'm in a
I
very
can't
low
imagine.
fat diet right now, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Temperature
It's
is
all
out of control.
It's all my
I'm
fat
on like
keeping me
counting my
warm.
macros. Well, you're not even fat, but you would imagine you couldn't
Body
imagine
fat
the
probably is
difference
more, yeah.
between. You couldn't even imagine the difference between just being on a higher fat diet and
Yeah.
a low fat diet. How you feel. I have way more energy, but I'm cold.
Oh, weird.
I'm cold. Because
Yeah,
my
yeah.
body doesn't have like that.
You're lacking
shit.
reserves.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So you just get cold quicker.
You're taking, and you're very serious about this because I offered him a drink and he was like looking at his calories. He was like,
Can I fit it?
Can I have it? And I'm like, damn. Like,
Yeah,
you're
I'm
into this.
I'm like not stopping until I'm like probably 12% body fat
Yeah.
and have a six pack. I want to. I promised myself
Well,
so
hold on,
often when I was a
let's-
kid I would never lose my
Wait,
six
let's
pack.
give some context here.
Yeah.
So basically, our buddy Elijah, he's kind of back in town, which is it's
Yeah, he's
it's,
living with
it's-
me.
And there's so many we have like basically during COVID, there's been lots of people that have just been kind of slowly making their way back, which it's kind of cool. So he's a personal trainer. Did we ever talk about this? Maybe a little bit. But-
You mentioned like your routine, but I don't know if you
Yeah,
talked
maybe
too
not
much
like
about-
anything specific, but basically
Yeah.
he's a personal trainer, and he basically does this like kind of 3 to 4, like usually about 3 months, right?
No,
like,
it's
like
as long
you're
as you
doing.
want. Normally, he actually, I'm an exception. Most of his clients are people who are prepping for bodybuilding shows.
Yes.
So he's like the guy who you look like anyone can just like take a decent diet, work out, and get in shape. He's the guy who you go to when you're already in shape and you want to lose that last little bit of problem area fat. You want to go from having abs to having shredded vascular muscles all over your body. So basically, anything below 16% as a male, you're going to have visible abs.
Yeah.
He'll take you from 16 down to like 5 and then put you on a stage.
That's
so
crazy.
He's a professional body composition coach. So he basically can dial your diet in to the point where he's you're maintaining your muscle and stripping off every bit of fat that you have.
And you've been doing that for 3 weeks now?
I haven't even done it for 2.5 yet.
Two and a
I've
half
lost
yet. Okay.
13 pounds.
Yeah,
Whoa,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, of fat. Now, and that's consistent of fat. Like I weigh myself every morning and I am down from the day, like from 16 days ago, I went from 240 and I am 228 right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And yeah, keep in mind, guys, Mike's a big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 6'3".
Yeah, he's the tallest guy here. There's no doubt about that.
That's pretty rapid. Holy.
Oh yeah, in 2.5 weeks, I'm so super happy. And it's pure fat.
Yeah?
Like we work out every morning together, me and Austin, and
Yeah.
I have not lost any strength.
Really?
I don't think I'm gaining strength the way I was before. Like I don't maybe have as much reserves because I am in a slight deficit, but I'm not
Yeah.
losing muscle mass at all.
That's good.
Yeah.
Is that actually is that why you drink black coffee?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
But
extra fats, milk.
I also even if
Really? Did you
I
do
would
that
say-
before though?
I would say every second coffee that I would drink throughout my life would be 1 milk, 1 sugar, or black.
Yeah.
So I always do like I do.
You've
like
always
black
been pretty
coffee.
straightforward about
I
that.
don't like
Yeah.
so I don't
I like
even
black
like
coffee.
sugar in it. Like usually I'll just do just cream, like one bit of
One
cream in it.
yeah.
But sometimes I'll get a regular if I'm like ordering it somewhere. But
I like
black
the taste of-
coffee, I don't know. Not into it. I can't do it.
I like the taste of black coffee, and I like the taste of dark roast black
Yeah.
coffee.
Actually, wait. What I just said's kind of bullshit. The thing I don't like about black coffee is that it's so hot for so long.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you just want to get into it right away.
Yeah, I just want to cool it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a little milk. That's all I
Yeah.
need.
If
And
it's
I'm
like
good.
if it's cool, like
Well,
it
how many
cooled
coffees
down.
a day do you drink?
Like 1 or 2.
Okay,
usually.
so I don't even drink a coffee every day.
Really?
I definitely
I'm a very
do every day.
I'm a very casual coffee drinker. I will, if someone offers me a coffee anytime before like 2:00, I'll take one. But for me to even go put a pot on and like drink a coffee, it's maybe once or twice a week.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a huge coffee person.
I drink 2 coffees a day.
Yeah.
Is that
yeah,
bad?
You used to have a serious caffeine dependency, didn't you? Though
Yeah.
Well, I used to drink 6 teas a day. Now I've just switched to 2 coffees.
6 teas.
My
I
mom's
What's wrong
would
with
pee
6
like
teas?
I would literally just be pissing as I walked around if I did that.
my mom's a big tea
Dude, what's
drinker.
wrong with that?
I mean, I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
Well, you can stop doing it right now.
That's right. So, I'll put that away again.
Oh my god, not again.
Put that fucking thing
My
away.
I don't know why it keeps happening.
Yeah.
I hope our parents listen to this.
Hopefully, out of all the episodes, this is not the one.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but again, we don't.
The thing is, we're putting it out there. It's like, it's out there,
Yeah.
But
I mean, this is who I am in front of my parents anyway, so I really don't care.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? I will say, going back to what you were talking about earlier, I actually have been enjoying the fact that everybody's getting older, and
It is nice.
And even people a couple years younger than me, I kind of go, oh, these guys are actually. I enjoy hanging out with them now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you were saying, like let's say Mike, the other Mike.
You don't
Mike,
have to say last
Yeah,
names,
I don't have to say
technically.
like our other buddy Mike.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know. What
Like
you're talking about.
Nathan. Like the
Yeah.
other Austin,
Well,
like
what
you
it
know,
does
like
is
they're all growing up, right? And it's kind of
What-
cool that they're part of the group now.
I feel like
Yeah.
once you're not in high school or even university and college, it's like all of the things that you used to draw some sort of stature from disappear.
Yeah.
It's like when you're all 25 plus, or even let's just say 23 plus, 22 plus. What do you have? Like that's just a guy. That's another
Yeah.
guy. That's another guy. It's not like, oh, he's a senior, I'm a junior.
Well,
You
there's
lose
not-
all that weird.
Yeah,
there-
there's no weird labels.
There's not
yeah,
many differences at that point.
Man,
like
I
it's
just
like,
farted. I hope it's not just
oh
horrendous.
my god,
He's sitting beside James, so it doesn't.
Is it bad?
I can't smell
Tell me
it.
if you can though. I'll go outside for the rest of them if it's bad, because I do tend to have
You-
bad farts with protein shakes.
You have to
Oh
take
God!
You have to
had a
take
protein
fart breaks.
before this, Mike. Really, you had to take some protein before the show.
Always. But yeah, he.
No, I can't smell anything.
No, it doesn't smell bad.
Hold on,
But
hold
yeah,
on.
you have to take a fart break. We'll pause. You can go on out.
All right.
That smells good.
Yeah, I actually like it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna change the title
Mike,
of this podcast.
did you have dark roast this morning?
Oh
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
Oh
smell
yeah,
that?
I can
Yeah.
feel. I can smell the bean.
Okay, wait. I'm just trying to not trip myself and die. I'm just gonna go
Yeah,
to the
there's-
other side of the room.
There's
and
just
do this.
cords everywhere. And
You're gonna swap sides on me.
You guys should try.
Jimmy-
I've been holding it in, so now my intestines are just full of gas.
As long as you
Ugh.
keep the mic close to your mouth, everything's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Nobody
sorry.
panic.
Nobody panic.
yeah,
Just stay
I'm
there
gonna
and
put it on my
relax.
ass next time.
I feel like the whole dynamic changed. Me and Austin never walk around during this.
I walk around sometimes. You stay seated.
Actually, I totally have stood up
You're
before.
a sitter.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
sitting.
He sits in peas as well.
Oh, yeah. Especially in
Okay.
urinals. I like just plopping right down.
Wow, that went a direction I was not expecting it to
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Wait.
And I pee in the sink.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Jamie, it's actually a toilet on the wall.
What is?
A urinal.
What do you mean? I know.
It's a
I know.
toilet on the wall.
I know.
Well,
no,
I mean,
you think I don't know what a urinal
No,
is?
I'm
just
quoting
kidding.
turning on the screw.
Oh yeah.
It's
Okay.
just-
Is that a
Look
niche
right at both of
reference
you.
or what?
Yeah. I actually went over my head, but yeah.
turn it on the
I
screw.
feel like the lyrics of turning on the screw.
It's a Queens of the Stone Age song.
Oh, that was a horrible impression of that opening noise.
Yeah.
That was yeah.
Is that better?
That's horrible.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, it does
You
smell
guys all
bad.
listen to that old shit.
Yeah.
Sorry,
They're
yeah.
not that old.
Not
let's
no,
get
I
that.
just mean like not.
We can get that candle going in here, eh?
Shit. Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
You want me to like that?
Hey, Mike, if you're up already, why don't you go get that candle?
Actually, I don't.
Yeah, I'm
I
going
don't,
off for a minute.
I don't have a
boys.
lighter in here.
Yeah,
Actually.
okay, so he's putting the mic down.
Do you have a lighter though?
Oh, there's no lighter up here.
No,
Oh,
I
Jimmy,
forgot.
you don't have a lighter?
No,
Oh man,
I forgot.
Yeah, how are we gonna do?
I know.
Oh no.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Forget the candle. All right.
Wait,
What I said was, how are we going to smoke this giant bowl of crack if we don't have a lighter?
well, hold on.
I can grab one later when it's time.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When it's time.
Take it easy. I know you've been getting
Fine.
the cravings recently.
Well, it's because I'm on a low-cal diet or low-fat
Yeah,
diet.
that low fat diet's not making it
Well,
easy.
I mean, that's what they always say, right? It's like, yeah, does anybody want to lose, 50 pounds and make a ton of money?
Yeah.
Let's all just start dealing and doing coke.
No, don't deal and do because as
hey.
50 Cent always said, don't get high on your own supply.
Oh, Fiddy's the man.
50,
so
yeah, he knows
we
what's
gotta
up.
listen to what he
that's
said.
that's some tight advice right there.
tight. It's tight.
By the way, something I was just like realizing will be happening soon. Now that it's warming up, I'm like, we're probably gonna be seeing like centipedes, spiders, and stuff running around in this shack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm
We
like,
are in a shack, literally.
yeah, we're
right
in
now.
a cabin.
Yeah,
well, a
yeah,
little shack.
yeah. You've never been in the shack. You've never listened to the show.
I like it. Like, I feel like I would probably live out here if I lived here.
It is nice. Yeah,
We've taken some
but-
pictures in here, I think, so people know what it looks like.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
I like the little wood burner in the corner
well,
too. That's cool.
It's funny because you've never listened, but Austin fell through the floor in one episode.
I heard before.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
brought that
He
up
told me.
beforehand. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is like it was bad.
They dropped the new floor in here just for you
So
guys.
yeah.
Basically there was like some freaking undertow of water just constantly pouring underneath the cabin.
Yeah.
And there's no protection, so the wood deteriorated.
Nice.
And there's all these random holes so the finish was still there.
Yeah.
But there's all these just random gaps
Nice.
and crevices.
I think we got into this before, but part of the reason was actually this used to be just a shed like for bikes. So
Like
before,
an actual just outdoor
yeah.
shed.
So but it actually used to have a dirt floor, so
Right.
it was kind of just like I think it was just a
a
let's
low
just
spot
throw
in the yard, maybe.
yeah, something like that. But I think we have talked
Now
about that
Jamie
before.
is coming to his defense because when I fell to the floor, his dad's immediate thought was,
Oh no,
"That is this online?
that looks bad for me. My workmanship.
Do people see this?"
But hey,
Yeah, it's too bad it wasn't videoed. You just wiping through the floor. That would be amazing.
we did kind of
Oh,
film
we did
and
like
throw it
a
up.
funny post-mortem thing. Like,
Okay.
we were like,
Yeah.
"This is what happened."
So we
Like, fucking
demonstrated.
See that? And
Yeah.
boom, it fell right through, dude.
Yeah,
I'll
we
show you the
showed it.
video afterwards,
Yeah,
I'd love to see
but
it.
not right now.
yeah,
See?
because
Oh yeah,
We got-
because we're on
now
a
you're
podcast.
getting it. Yeah,
we
you're
got
good.
keep
Well,
the
let's just
show
let
rolling.
them listen to us watching something.
That'd be cool, and then we can laugh. Like we'll
Yeah.
just sit there. It'll be silent for a couple seconds, and we'll all laugh. Like
They just have
that'd
to
be-
visualize what we're seeing.
Just some, and also, yeah, we can't like play any audio in case of copyright.
Man, it's
Copyright
interesting.
on our
Can we
own.
get copyrighted by our own content?
It's
Probably.
It's
I was
interesting.
I'll
Like
sue you.
you have to when you're doing a podcast, you have to think like no one knows the backstory because it's so easy to just start chumming up like as
Yeah.
if we're just alone. But if people are listening, they don't even know what we're talking.
Yeah,
about.
you have to
No.
give. Yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely have to
context
give some
to everything
backstory.
you say.
That's me and Austin have been very even meta on this podcast because I think we're realizing stuff about like. I don't know. It's like the more you do it and you listen back, you realize you're like, oh yeah, you really do have to explain every
Yeah.
little thing because it is.
Yeah.
You're painting a picture from the start. So
Just like remember
We're
that
getting-
one
I think we're
time
getting
that
better.
that Chris went to that place and it's just like no one knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, you definitely. You have to. Well, sometimes it's
That was a terrible
okay to.
example.
Yeah, not a great example, but I get where you're coming from. You can do it in a pocket, but when you're actually getting into something.
Well, if you guys both knew who Chris was and you knew exactly what that thing I was talking about, it would make sense
Yeah,
to you, and I
ex-
wouldn't need to extrapolate.
What
but
about
strangers?
the audience?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Can
yeah,
you yell that into the mic? more?
got
No,
to be
I
kind
ba-
of vague.
I backed up.
I know. I saw. I wanted to
Professional.
say it
Oh,
right now.
guys! Throughout this whole thing, I've been thinking there was moments that it was so loud. I was like, I feel like is the audio gonna like clip out? Like I was like, there was a moment there where
Oh, for
it
sure,
was loud
for sure.
for a
Yeah,
second.
it's
I was
gonna,
like,
it's
Whoa.
all going to clip for sure.
It's gonna be it's gonna be
What-
interesting.
Nah, dude, don't worry about it. It's me.
Yeah,
I
you got this. You
I
got
He's
this.
the audio
fine.
guy. Have we been? Are we recording?
Yeah, we're
Are you
literally
certain?
still recording.
No, we haven't done it. No.
We haven't started yet.
This is all a warm up.
Yeah.
My,
Well,
just
I
letting
just
you know.
always like to double check that it is recording because Aaron has a very commonplace thing of being like, "Oh, I didn't push the button."
Really?
Aaron is our friend who does YouTube videos for a living.
Yeah.
yes.
Just so everyone knows who I'm
well,
talking
we've
about.
we've talked about Aaron, but we never give backstory.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just say
Aaron's
Aaron
our buddy who
abstractly.
who has a very successful YouTube channel, and we all have been at one time or another in his videos,
Yeah.
shooting Nerf guns at each other like little kids.
Oh, we're really gonna talk about? I don't want to talk about my Nerf career.
Oh,
Oh, guys, check it
doesn't
out.
matter.
Aaron
All the
Esser on
backlog-
YouTube.
No!
You can go see us all.
yeah.
Public now.
no.
Public
It's-
now, baby.
Hey, it's fun, you know.
It's
you
not
don't-
as
you gotta
embarrassing
worry
as
about
Mike
it.
Rants. My channel is
Oh
a
yeah,
full
that I
fucking
gave you the
embarrassment.
opportunity to talk about that at the
actually,
beginning.
did you want to talk about? Because actually, I do have a. Is it still up there? You still have tons of videos
Yeah,
up there.
I mean, there's like 32 videos still just sitting there. I haven't put one out in a while.
I watched you film one actually. I was at the gym. This was actually even before I really knew you.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we needed a stranger there.
Was
Yeah,
this fit for
I-
less?
You're in it, I think.
Am I? I don't remember, but maybe.
Was it a fit for less?
Yeah, it was at
Yeah, it was at-
late at night,
So yeah, I was just
but
there.
like fucking 2 a.m.
Yeah, I was just at the gym and then I saw you come in. You were wearing like a wig or something. I was like, what is going on?
Nerf Master 6.
And then there was just people, and you guys were just doing like weird shit. And I was like, what is going on? And at the time, again, it had been like a long time since I saw you, and I was just like,
we were
what is
filming
going
one for
on?
Elijah as well, I think.
Yeah, and Elijah was there. I do remember just like I was so confused. I was
Yeah.
like, why is he wearing this weird
Yeah,
wig
yeah.
to the
I was
gym?
actually wearing a ghillie suit. With
Yeah.
just like the wig. It's not a wig. It was a ghillie hat. So it was like
Oh.
it looks like hair though, like green long hair.
Yeah,
Because it's supposed to
or
be
like
just
you
grass.
ever see Old Greg? That's kind of
Yeah, yeah. It has an old Greg feel.
That's what it reminded
It
me of.
has a like I did a lot of skits that have a feel of like Ace Ventura Pet Detective type idea. Like
yeah.
yeah. I really like his humor.
I
think
used to
he's
love
funny.
those movies.
Very Jim Carrey.
Fire Marshal Bill type things, like SNL
Yeah,
type.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, you used to quote that stuff all the time.
Yeah, I
remember.
love that shit.
Oh, Ace Ventura! I watched that movie all the time growing up, like over
Oh,
and over.
it's definitely a classic.
Classic.
It's a
Yeah.
great movie.
yeah.
You know, dude, all the random shit like. I've also just seen you coincidentally so many times. Like, okay, that one time. Okay, so I was meeting up with a childhood friend, Jude. Do you remember that? So there's a guy I hadn't talked to in years.
Oh yeah, we ended up giving
Yeah.
him a ride.
Shout out to the
somewhere,
real
didn't we?
Jude J.
Yeah, I know, real Jude J. So
Real-
I hadn't
does
seen him in
podcasts?
years.
That's funny.
Yeah,
He has
so
like YouTube
he-
videos. Well, he's made like I think one so far. Jude.
Yeah, he's made one.
We kind of
He's-
shouted
He
it
does
out
YouTube.
before.
He's made one.
He's
video.
made one video. It was
But
like-
it's a good video.
It was very good.
It's a good
Really?
video.
Very
Yeah,
good.
very
It was very good.
Oh, cool.
He did a really good job.
Check it out.
And oh yeah, so there's 2 refined fools in town. So it's become this new thing that every single fucking time you say refined fool, you have to specify which one it is now.
Well, because it's very obvious.
Well, because
that
there's
Oh.
because there's 2 of them.
and they're both such different vibe and location.
Yeah,
It's true.
they
Okay,
are.
I agree. Okay, but anyway, he went to the other one, and I'm sitting there going, "Where the hell is he?"
Hmm.
And then Mike shows up with Aaron, as did our aforementioned buddy.
There you go.
Yeah. Whoa.
And
big words
he-
over there.
This guy knows how to
And-
speak.
I know. And
Like
he
a
comes
walking
in,
dictionary.
and he comes. I'm
Put your
trying to.
encyclopedia away, bud.
Weaving
Yeah.
a story here, guys. Come on, here. It
Okay, come on,
comes.
go.
And then they come in and they just drop off Jude. Just Mike and Aaron are like, "Oh, we were just hanging out. We saw this random Jude here. Thought we'd just drop him off so you can hang out
Yeah.
with him. Anyway, see you later."
I
And
like-
you guys
I
just
like-
pieced off.
I like
well,
the way-
we're
I like
just
the way
we
you
don't even
worded
know
that.
this guy. We offered to give him a ride. He's like, "Can you just take me?" It was weird. He sat with us. We chatted a little bit, and then he was just like, "Can I get a ride?" And we were just kind of like, "I guess
Yo.
so." And
Oh,
then
weird.
he knew you. We knew you knew him, so we just dropped him off. We're like,
Dude,
"Eh,
you know
cheers."
Jude. Get out
Yeah,
of
but
here.
I don't know him. No, man, I know him even less than I knew you back in the day. Jude's younger than you.
Jude's the same age as me.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, same,
Oh.
same grade.
To me, he was just like
He's-
a
he's lit-
small, annoying fat kid when I was back in the day.
Careful now because
I don't know. He seemed cool when I saw him the last time I saw him, but that's what I thought when I was back in the day.
Yeah, I get
Yeah,
you.
you're giving your unfiltered thoughts. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, he's
Sorry,
actually
Jude,
listened.
love you, bud.
Yeah, because he's actually listened to at least one we know for sure because he commented on
You
it.
listen to a few.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe listen to this
no.
one. And
Yeah.
then you know what he's gonna notice is just Mike shit talking him.
Yeah, he'll be a little mad.
Oh, that annoying fat kid.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
You remember him?
yeah, that's
I
not
feel
that's
like,
not very
I feel like
nice.
he's probably got enough
No,
of a
no.
sense of humor.
His biggest claim to fame when I was a kid was he was able to draw Spider-Man and Venom.
What?
So
That's
he
sick.
would constantly like give classes to kids in our in
Classes for people to draw.
yeah, like lessons in grade 1. And he'd be like, "All right, Austin, this is how you do it. Okay, this is Venom. He's got the tongue. This Spider-Man shoots web."
Oh,
Yeah.
people
He's
didn't
kinda-
even. They needed to define that much. They didn't know which one did which.
I got confused. I was
Okay.
Venom.
I
is
just
he-
whoa, guys!
Is he a
Did you
web
guys ever
slinger?
realize that Venom and Spider-Man kind of look similar? I just realized this.
No.
They do though.
Okay, well, like, what do you mean?
I mean, at least not in the new movie. Venom.
Like the weird, just almost bald-looking head, and
having like a
the-
20-foot mouth and a 9-foot tongue.
Wow.
Yeah, similar.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, and also Venom's fucking ripped.
Similar.
Black,
Venom
red,
is not natty for
black,
is
red.
Spider-Man not ripped?
sure. Oh, no, but like Venom's not natty. Like
Yeah.
he's like packed to the nine. Like,
Did you know
Yeah.
that there was a time that Venom took over Spider-Man?
What?
Yeah, and Spider-Man,
Spider-Man
3.
3.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, dude, you're not even
Oh.
a fan.
Come on.
Dude, you
No,
and I
I've-
used
I've
to watch
seen it.
the
I've seen it.
cartoons, read the comics. Okay,
Yeah.
dude, I know shit.
Spider-Man 3 is the
Yeah.
best one. When he goes all
Wow.
Oh,
I'm
please
leaving.
don't.
emo. When he
I'll
goes
see you
emo
guys.
and when he like punches. Mary Jane.
Spider-Man 3 is the best one.
I'm-
Did you just say that?
Well,
Yeah.
he's kidding. Okay?
We all need. Oh, okay.
I will say this though, dude. The
It's
original Spider-Man
notoriously
trilogy,
bad.
Okay, good.
that original
Razzle
trilogy was
awards.
basically proof of concept.
Yeah, I
People-
did honestly like the first one of
Oh,
that
fuck,
trilogy
yeah,
a
of
lot.
course, that was
one
great.
that one was amazing.
Man, and the scene where Mary Jane's like in the rain with that wet T-shirt and her tits showing.
And she-
Oh,
that
I
weird.
love that when I was a little teenager. I was
Oh,
just like
yeah.
sitting there, like
Is her name
pause,
Kristen
frame by
Wiig?
frame. Oh my god! look at
Yeah.
this
I think it was
nice tit.
Kristen Wiig, right?
No,
I don't know her name.
Chris. Oh no,
Oh,
that's
no, it's
totally
the other
not
one.
it. No,
It's
it's I,
Betty?
Oh shoot! I
it's
had a huge
Kristen
crush on her when
something.
I was
Kristen
12.
Stewart. No, that's from Twilight.
You
No.
are
Oh,
so
no.
wrong.
Wait, Austin, look it up
All
real
right.
quick.
No, Benny.
Benny, look it up. Because I actually knew the name until you put another name in my head,
I'm
and then
so
I lost
sorry.
it. I totally had
You
it.
filthy animal.
Yeah, I had it.
I'm looking up right now, guys. Fill the air quickly.
I just
Oh.
remember thinking that scene was the best scene ever.
Oh
so-
yeah, and that. But I always thought the weird upside down kiss. I always thought that.
Yeah,
that
that's
always,
the scene I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's in the rain and she's like fighting those guys off.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that
There's
was
so
like,
many Spider-Mans now. Oh
so
god.
hot.
Gotta
What was her name? She was also in
I got
Fargo.
this.
When?
Oh, Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst, that's right.
There we
yeah.
go.
She was in
Where
Fargo.
did she go?
She was in Fargo recently.
Did she just fall off? Oh no, she wasn't in a
Oh,
recent
oh
movie.
yeah.
she was in season 2 of Fargo,
Season
and
2
it
of
was
Fargo.
amazing.
Really good show. Yeah.
It
I've
was
never seen
really
Fargo.
well done.
What's Fargo about?
It's kind of just each season is different.
A chaotic story.
It's very
That's it.
chaotic
Yeah.
stories each season, basically.
Standalone seasons each time, just like
Yeah.
cool story that open and closes.
okay. It's
It's
not like-
really good.
And
Continuous.
season 2, that was like 70s theme, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
that was, 70s theme.
cool. Yeah,
Interesting.
really good show.
Fargo is 100% worth watching. It's a very good show.
Yeah,
Wow. Is it on Netflix?
I think it
Prime?
might be. I think it is. Yeah.
maybe.
I think it is actually. I'm 90% sure it's on Netflix. And
Okay.
if it isn't, it just got taken off.
Did you watch the most recent one?
I haven't watched season 4 yet.
To be honest, I think it was probably my least favorite out of all of them, but it was still good.
Oh no, and I didn't even really like season 3, so that's not good.
Yeah, I do. I mean, no, it was good. It was good, but there's something about like the first 2, especially. Yeah,
A little bit cold there, Austin.
I'm feeling a little
Austin
chilly.
just stepped off screen
I got to
and
turn
turned
back the heater.
on.
yeah.
the heater
To
back
narrate
on.
what just happened, he turned the heater on, everyone.
I'm just watching him and like,
So
okay.
basically, they realized they did Spider-Man. I said the titty scene, kissing,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
and it became very clear that they could make a fuckload of money doing this over
Just
and over
pumping
again
out bullshit
forever until
sequels.
the day you die.
Yeah. Wait,
it's
what,
like
what do
any
you mean?
cape shit movie.
What I
Marvel.
mean is, I don't know if you guys are ready for this, but there's probably going to be Marvel until we're dead.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
going to be 85.
why
and
wouldn't I
they're-
be ready for that? I'm so hyped for all of that.
But
No!
just
I
love
remaking the
cape
same stories over and over
Dude,
and over.
I
and
love
over.
it. I love it.
Are you going to admit to liking cape shit?
Yes, I just said I said the words like while you were speaking.
Yeah, he
I
actually-
love cape shit.
Oh, I like that you're using my words now.
He did say
yeah,
that.
I'm
you.
sitting
Yeah.
in
I
your
caught that.
podcast. Of course, I'm gonna.
I
use
caught
your
that.
words.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Jamie heard me.
I'm a little self-absorbed.
Use your ears.
That's another problem about me.
Yeah.
I'm literally speaking directly
we
into your
should
guys' ears,
continue
so.
talking about all my flaws.
I like to listen to the guests, Austin.
Jamie actually has respect.
Yeah.
I always listen to Mike.
I don't zone out when he talks.
Man, I
unlike
am-
you.
I'm ready to go to sleep right now. Not
Oh.
gonna lie. I
That's
need another
okay. That's
coffee.
not what I want to hear.
That's-
Let's try to keep
That's
the
fair.
energy high here.
Let's
Anyway,
Hey, thanks for having me on the podcast.
what should we
Fall
do to
asleep
wake
in
him
my
up?
chair.
We should just
well, okay. I want to say
start
this.
attacking him.
The
or-
reason I wanted to have
Well-
someone like Mike on the show is because he's the embodiment of a simple man.
A simple man.
He likes his
Whoa,
cape
that-
shit.
Wow.
He likes his
Wow,
cape
I
shit.
don't know if this is an attack
he
or a
works in
compliment.
construction.
Yeah.
He gets
My
tired.
life is anything but simple.
around like 9 o'clock. He gets pretty tired.
Because I'm up since
what are
7.
you, yeah, what are you talking about?
I work out every morning at 8 with
who
you.
was there with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I go to bed instead of staying up late and then calling in the morning being like, I can't make it to the gym today. I'm feeling exhausted.
Yeah, he's just
That's Austin the last 4
Mike's
days.
just the simple, normal man who's had a girlfriend in Germany. Like
I'm divorced at 28. 5-year marriage failed.
Yeah.
A kid in another country.
actually,
2 houses.
Hey,
lived in Germany. Lived in all across the world.
pretty
Yeah,
basic.
normal for
pretty
20
basic
And Mike,
stuff.
by the time you're 45, you'll work in instructions going, I remember my ex-wife.
yeah,
No, I'm
And
doing
Mike,
that now. Why
to
would I'm
everybody
40?
else, Mike, it's
Why would
all,
I'm 40?
No, but what I'm
Yeah.
saying is once you're older, it's all the same to them. They don't care about all the backstory or what happened. There's going to be some 20-year-old kid working with you, and you'll be going, I remember when I used to believe in
all
love.
I'm saying is
remember when
try.
I believed in
Okay, all
love.
I'm saying is try going on a Tinder date, sitting down across from a girl you don't know, and unloading all that onto her.
yeah.
on a first date?
On a first, just sit down at Tim Hortons. You're like, "How's it going? Good. So, how's your life been the last little while?" I'm like, "Oh, not bad.
Yeah.
Avoiding everything.
That's a good
Avoiding
point.
everything.
Literally nothing to say. You're
That-
just in dead
Like,
silence.
what am I going to talk about? My daughter, my 1-year-old daughter that lives in Germany.
That's a good
Or
point.
my ex-wife.
Yeah.
Which do you want to hear first?
Mike,
Yeah,
you can
that's
talk
it.
about your protein pancakes.
Let's keep this about the weather, please.
Yeah.
I love protein pancakes. They're very delicious.
Yeah.
I also enjoy gin.
Gin every night.
What do you like?
Whereas you get Jamie going on a first date, and it's just like, hey, so what are you doing? I'm just looking for, a good girl to hang out with.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Cool. Yeah, I'm looking for a good guy. Sweet. So you got any baggage? No.
No.
No, good.
No
well, you want to go on a
kids.
second date? Sure. No
Yeah,
kids? Then not another country? No. Cool.
It's an important detail. Yeah.
And
No
every-
psycho
dude,
ex-wife.
and then
No, I-
everything they bring up is like a trigger point.
Yeah.
Just like
I've never
they
thought.
say one thing.
I never thought about that, but yeah, that's a good point. Like, yeah, that probably is like an interesting point of conversation at when you're meeting people.
Well, it seems like a bunch of huge red flags.
yeah.
To a stranger, it's like, this guy's clearly completely fucked. Look how messy his past is.
I guess.
But like,
a lot of people go through the
it's not, I
same
don't feel like it's
things.
an accurate
So wait,
reflection.
hold on.
of
Are we
the
spitting
truth.
facts right now?
Yeah. Well,
What do you mean?
Are we just spitting facts?
But
Sure.
there's a lot of people in the same boat though. As much as you think it's weird.
I don't know a lot of 28-year-olds in the same boat.
No, it's true, but the thing is, well, actually, that's not true. Think of how many like mothers too that are like young mothers, for
Oh, yeah.
example. Like, so
Fair.
a lot of people have kids in the past. Like, maybe not a divorce, but it's still like people have had long relationships that they break
Yeah,
up.
it's
so,
getting more normal as I get into my up to 30.
It's
or
not
whatever.
that weird. Like, there are
It's
a
not
lot
a
of
big
people.
deal.
No.
That's so terrible. It sounds so jaded.
It's
Well,
just no problem.
That's just
Oh,
life,
you know,
Austin. That's just
Sometimes
life.
life kicks you in the balls and you just crumple to the ground
Yeah, that's
and you just take it.
And you stay there because
Yeah.
that's where life wants you.
yeah.
Mike, man, you should be Mike.
What do?
Mike,
You get a pillow and you keep
dude, you
laying
got a lot
there.
of charisma. You should be a demotivational speaker. Just
get on
sometimes
stage, you
life
go,
just fucking curb
I know you-
stomps you.
That'd be great. Like,
Well, you know what? Honestly, it's kind of part of the solution is the problem in a sense that like people are looking for like some magical pill that's going to make their life perfect or happy or whatever, but that's not the answer. The answer is just fucking sit in your shit and eventually you're going to be okay with it enough that you move on and life gets better again.
Wow.
There's no I'm just going to forget all this, give me a forget-me-not pill.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Sorry, when you say that, I do image a pig sitting in the mud.
That's
But-
what it feels like sometimes.
yeah.
You
Man,
just sit
I don't
in
know
it
about you,
and
but
get over it.
I feel good now. I know.
That was actually quite motivational.
Well, I mean, you just
It is true. Life's never gonna be perfect,
No.
right? Like, obviously,
you're
so
always gonna go through something.
you gotta expect it, but also obviously focus on good things. Out of all the shit, there's always something
I feel like the more
kind of good there.
I feel like exactly. I feel
Not
like the more
always, I guess.
trauma that someone goes through, if they're a healthy, growing person,
Yeah,
the more trauma they're able to deal with.
yeah, that's true.
So it's like, okay, when something severe happens to someone who's never really had a hard time in life,
Yeah.
it feels like the end of the world. Now, at this point, if I say I get happily married again in the future and I have a couple kids with some
Hey,
woman,
Mike.
and she comes home and goes, "Yeah, I fucked your brother." It would be like, "Oh, all right, sweet.
Yeah,
Let's move on from this.
So
You know what I mean? Like,
Mike
you just
usually goes,
go through it.
All right, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna go masturbate in the shower quick, and then we'll figure this out. No, I thought you were gonna say something like you go to Germany, and while you're gone, like the Chemical Valley gets bombed, and everybody you've ever known is
Dies.
dead.
Whoa.
Oh, you're just going way with it, eh? Way deep.
I thought you were just gonna say
Everyone I know is dead. You just move on. You have a new
somebody
life.
might be paralyzed by their hometown being destroyed and all their friends being dead.
Yeah.
Me? Oh,
big
man,
deal.
Might as well
deal.
just get a job in Germany.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm settling in.
But hey, I would argue though there is a silver lining there because even though that really sucks, he was in Germany at the time, so that is the
I
positive.
lived.
There is
I
a
didn't
positive
die
out
with
of
all
that.
those suckers
Mike
back
was
home.
the alpha at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
there was
he
a
was the dude.
There was a positive there.
If
so.
anything, Mike would just feel good about it. He'd be like, "It's me, Mike fucking Fleischer. He never dies." Yes,
I'm just saying.
I
feel
avoided
like,
that.
I feel like
did
people
it
are
again.
I feel like people are looking for something to make them happy, but happiness, I feel like, is just dealing with your shit.
Yeah,
Like the
it's
more
more
you
like
learn,
an outlook.
Yeah, the more you learn to look at it differently, the more you're going to be actually intrinsically happy.
Yeah.
Instead of like trying to actually find something that changes your life so that your life's different. Your life may never look better than it is right now, but you can
Yeah.
choose to look at it differently, and your life will feel a lot better than it.
Yeah,
did, you know what I
it's like
mean?
about what you're focusing on.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that
Glass
makes
half
sense.
full.
That makes sense.
No, as you said though, it obviously as you become more. How many times can you really be devastated by something before
That's
you
what
just
I
start
mean.
to?
But if you deal with it healthily, I don't feel like even like becoming jaded is a natural thing that happens. But I don't think you should let it like actually callous you so that you aren't
Yeah.
capable of, let's say, loving again or aren't capable of taking a risk again. That's the mistake people make.
Yeah.
Oh, I got hurt by this person, and now I'm never gonna trust a girl again or a guy again or whatever.
Now-
But that's not the answer. The answer is, that's reality. That those things do happen, and you're gonna feel, a season of pain or whatever. But if you truly go through it and get over it, you realize that it doesn't have to have a permanent impact on your life, and it's not a direct reflection of you.
Yeah,
You know what
I would
mean?
actually say that is proof that they're not jaded, because the reason they're callous and, as you said, in avoiding these things in the future is because they don't want to feel that again,
Yeah, exactly.
and they don't want to go through those motions again.
Right.
Yeah.
Jaded, as you said, is indifference. Where
Yeah.
you're just like, ah.
And I think you get a little bit of both, to be honest.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just part of getting older. What are you
Yeah.
supposed to do about it?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
this whole thing where everybody keeps criticizing being
okay,
jaded.
that fart
or,
was actually bad, boys.
oh my god.
Oh
Open
no.
the door on that one.
I don't know. I'm pretty indifferent to it.
So
You're just jaded.
I'm
from
pretty
the last
jaded
one
from the
that I
farts.
let go.
Yeah.
it's hard to keep being bothered by your farts.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
actually that's horrendous.
I'm getting used to them.
You guys are gonna die.
No.
So, but
And I expected it because I'm cynical too. I expected this to happen
You
again.
know what? That's fair play. Boys.
yeah,
I'm
it
just gonna
smells.
keep doing
It
in
smells
here
a
then.
little bit, but it's not terrible.
Yeah.
So view it as if you are, as you said, like desensitized or jaded. I don't know. I found it when you were younger. It's such a common criticism to say like, oh, older people are so jaded. And you know what? I've noticed it too. I'm not
Yeah.
as starry-eyed as I used to be, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
what do you? I don't get how. What's wrong with that?
It's young
What's
man
supposed-
syndrome. It's like you had to fight for everything back then. Now you're just like, man, some things are just not worth my energy.
Oh
They're
yeah.
just- it's not worth fighting
what I
for.
mean?
Like this is not. Why am I dying in every hill?
Yeah,
Every
Yeah.
single time.
Yeah, exactly. It's like forget it. I'm just gonna walk around this hill.
The
And then the guy at the top says, "I won!
I won, and you're just like, yep, and you're walking by, like, yep, good for you. You
did it.
fucking
You
idiot.
did it.
Just
I'll
walk
s-
around and keep going.
See a
Yeah.
guy like you at the next hill.
I won.
I did it.
Who's the real winner? I'm
Well,
not climbing a fucking hill.
it's like did you
Seriously,
yeah,
did you grow up watching like SpongeBob?
yeah,
Like
a little bit.
you know like the Squidward SpongeBob dynamic. It's like as a kid you're just like, oh, what a stick in the mud. But then it's like as you get older you're like, yeah, SpongeBob would be annoying. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
you start relating to Squidward more
yeah,
and
you're
more.
like, I can see that.
Yeah.
That's very
actually.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
SpongeBob's outside making noises, and you're like, "Well, Squidward owns a home, and he's being bothered by this
He's
annoying,
annoying neighbor.
he's trying to like paint or do whatever he's doing. Yeah, it's like
Plays
he's being
clarinet or
annoying.
flute or
SpongeBob
whatever.
He's
was
trying
being
to
annoying.
practice his music, and
Yeah,
this
yeah.
stupid kid. Yeah, like I know what you mean.
It is a funny dynamic because as a kid, genuinely, I was like, that guy's a stick in the mud. But, you
Now,
know,
would I want to have a beer with Squidward? Probably not. He doesn't
No.
seem that
He's not
fun.
the guy you call to
Yeah.
go to the bar. That's for sure.
Yeah, but he,
Yeah.
he's a stick in the mud, and I feel like he's a little justified because that guy's a
That's not bad. That was quite spot
Yeah.
on.
That was
I know.
pretty good.
I know.
not
Would you
bad.
keep it down? I'm trying to be boring.
SpongeBob,
SpongeBob. Yeah.
I'm not giving you the Krabby Patty.
Oh man, you know what? He's actually the perfect example of what we were trying to talk about with our buddy earlier. Just like jaded and not giving a fuck about anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like remember we were having that conversation with a buddy of ours about being, you know, just,
Oh yeah.
yeah, you know,
He
like
has
just
young,
that,
the
that
buddy who has young man syndrome.
like working jaded and a working class.
Well, it's just- it's
Were we
like
not
someone-
just talking about that
started,
too?
It started
a
because
little
someone,
bit, but we've talked about this before.
a friend
okay, I
of
see.
a friend in our friend group, like disrespected. I'm doing air quotes with this word. Disrespected him.
It's also very possible he's listening to this one.
Yeah,
so
that's
let's
perfect.
let's take it easy on
Disrespected.
him.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
But it's like he still has that kind of piss and vinegar in his veins enough to be bothered by someone chirping him and he feels disrespected. Now, I might feel annoyed or disrespected by someone in that situation, but it's not gonna faze me at all. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna. It doesn't get that rise out of me the way it would with him. He's younger and he's more,
Yeah.
optimistic about life still, I guess. I don't know if
Now,
optimistic's the word.
do you know
but-
what's interesting is actually Jamie. I remember you saying you kind of like that
What?
when you meet people that still have that, as you said, piss and vinegar.
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah. It's almost like
They're still fresh
I'm
for
not.
life.
I'm not very reactionary to things. Like, and I feel like it actually is like a trait that I think is interesting.
Okay,
'cause
well,
it's
hold on. Just before I want to improve what you're about to say.
Yeah.
Because I want to emphasize, out of the three of us, Jamie worked at a grocery store for 7 years.
Yeah.
He had.
No,
there's
that's
something about him that's almost more jaded than
5
both of
years.
us.
5 years.
You
by the
just
way.
Okay, 5
you just
years.
put hours away. Eh?
Yeah, five
Jesus.
years, not 7.
Suffered.
Can
That's
you?
suffering.
He has to deal with like old, high maintenance ladies.
Dude, I
that
think
just
a lot of
fucking-
it is actually like what you've done for your career for a long time that makes you more like not give a fuck about
Yeah,
things too.
I did have to deal with a lot of like ridiculous stuff, and it was like, and I feel like I learned to have an approach where I wouldn't egg it on, but I also wouldn't like. There was like an approach that you just
You're
have to be
neutral
calm.
almost
You
to it.
need to just be
Yeah,
calm and
different,
just deal
indifferent.
with. Yeah, because you can't let it actually get you angry. Because there's people who get mad at you for stuff in a lot of fields too. But yeah, like obviously, yeah, doing it all the time definitely probably
Yeah.
plays a part.
You want to hear a great example? I was actually doing a show, and it was a shitty fucking show. It was actually 19 hours. And,
Holy shit.
And I was the sound guy.
No, thank you.
And there was 5 bands playing, and I had to mix all of them. And the
And
director.
musicians are divas.
I know. Oh yes. And
Oh,
what
What just happened?
Did it just die?
did it die? Oh, did my? Oh, wait a second.
What?
Wait a second. Did
Oh,
my?
no.
Oh, did you unplug that? You might have.
Unplug what?
I'll be
Keep talking.
didn't
low,
move.
low, low, low.
I didn't do anything.
No,
Wait.
we're still live.
Can they hear
We're
us?
still live. Just
Fucking-
pretend we can hear, boys.
We just can't hear ourselves. Is that
Oh
what's
my
happening?
God, we blew the circuit.
What? Really?
We blew the circuit.
well, just shut the heater
Oh,
off.
because of the
shit.
heater.
Hold
the
on.
heater
All right,
off
guys,
and
we're gonna
let's-
pause. We're gonna be back in a
Yeah.
second. Hold on. I gotta figure this shit out.
might want to cut a lot.
Oh, we're recording now. We're back. Okay, guys. Turns
we?
out the
Hello?
shack. We had to reset the breaker on
Is
the
my
shack.
thing working now? Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Don't worry though. I remember what I was talking about. Okay, guys.
Yours
So,
tells a story about a show.
yeah. So there's a long ass show. There's like 4 or 5 bands. You know what? It ended up being a good day. Okay, but basically there's this director. He's stressed out. There are things that are out of his control that are bothering him. And where does that end up going to? It goes to people like me. Okay,
Filters
so
down.
He's just venting. He'll be like, "We need to get this fucking show going," kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And I'm kind of, I don't think it's fair, but I'm kind of like, I'm just gonna focus on what I'm doing, and I'm pretty stressed out too because I'm also, I only have one A2 and I have to fucking figure out how to do this shit with 4 or 5 bands. Okay, it's not fun.
Yeah.
So. And I would say at that point, and he was very pissed off the whole night. And I would actually say at some point, I was almost justified to just be like, fuck this guy, okay?
Yeah.
Right.
But I decided not to. It's that simple. I was kind of pissed off, but I was like, you know what? It's fine. And I just kept my discretion. And the show's done. I'm fucking exhausted. It's been like 18, 19 hours at this point, right?
Wow.
And and then he comes up, and the show went well. It went fine. And he comes up and he says, you know what, man? I totally lost my cool. I'm sorry about that. And he shook my hand and said, like, and he's like, and I shouldn't have acted like that. And I was like, so, and he felt really bad. And you can tell that. And he apologized. And I told him, I said, I don't think that was really fair. And I wish you wouldn't do that in the future. but that's the way it was. So best of luck to you. We'll see you again. We'll see you, right? But the thing is, that interaction never would have happened if I lost my fucking cool.
Yeah.
In fact, if anything, he would have been vindicated. He would have went, you know what? Fuck this guy.
Yeah, I was right. You swearing at
yeah,
him,
you
taking
both
my
would have
shit
been
out on him.
He fucking deserved it. You know what I mean?
He
like,
just sucked you into his problems.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or the moment I react, he thinks I'm giving him ammo to work with.
Yeah.
So I definitely view it at this point as it's just
It
not
gives
work.
you
It doesn't
power
work.
over your interactions with people,
Oh yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, the thing about like stress, like, it definitely does seem to trickle down in a work environment because I know, because I worked in like a sales job, and I remember they would be mad at my manager, like if the numbers were bad. So he would if his managers were mad at him, he was mad at us. Like he'd be like, "You guys need to be doing better," because he would be like, it would just make him look bad somehow because he was like, well, the people I'm employing aren't doing too well right now. You know what I mean? So he would be all stressed out, and then it would stress like the employees out because he would be like kind of losing his cool a little bit sometimes. But it's like, it made sense. Like I understood the whole situation because, you know what I mean? So yeah, I can see how that happens.
Yeah. Why are you all quiet all of a sudden?
Austin
Mike?
just zoning out. He's looking at me. I was listening to Jamie.
Oh, okay.
And I just did this little wiggle with my mic, and Austin looks over and he's just like zoned in, like, "What are you doing with my sound
I know
equipment,
that
boy?"
that confused me. I was looking at you. I'm like, I think we took a little break here, so I think we kind of lost our momentum. But it's cool. It's cool.
I didn't lose momentum at all.
No.
I thought I just told a great story.
You did.
Yeah, your story was pretty shit.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that was basically
Just
my.
kidding.
For what it's worth, that
This
was
is
my
too
whole
serious for me.
career, so I can just keep talking about stories about
So
that are
basically,
stressful
you
and you
just
barely make
shoveled shit down your throat for years.
it. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's why you are the way you are.
That's why I'm broken.
That's why I'm broken.
That's why I cry every night.
That's why I'm shattered. No, but I'm serious. Like it's just you need to have tough skin if you want to survive in that situation.
It makes me think of that scene from Rocky from Rocky Balboa when he's talking to his son, like the one when Rocky's much older.
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah.
Not like the Creed movies, but the ones before that.
New-ish. Yeah,
It's called Rocky Balboa.
5?
Or
It's
is it-
called
Rocky
Rocky
Balboa?
Balboa.
Okay.
I thought it was just called Balboa.
It might be called Balboa.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
Yeah.
But anyways, the scene where he's like talking to his kid, and his kid's like, "Don't do this. Don't go and fight again, Dad," because he's been Rocky's kid his whole life. Instead of say his name's Jason, no one even knows his name. It's like you're just
Yeah.
Rocky's boy, right? You're Rocky's son or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he's like complaining to his dad, and he just like the speech he gives back is so on point. But basically, he sums it up, and he's just like, nobody is gonna hit you as hard as life is. He's like, and he's like, being great in life is not about how hard you can punch. It's about how much shit you can take and keep moving forward. And it's like, and you still have a good attitude about it. How much you can take and keep getting up off the ground and keep moving forward. And the people who you meet in life who seem the most well-rounded and the most you naturally just respect them the most. Generally, I would say are people who have gone through some shit.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, my life was just gravy my whole life. Those are the people who are entitled, annoying, bitchy, immature.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it definitely builds character to go through situations, Yeah. Oh, and I also think about empathy too. I feel like people who have things way too good, typically, not all of them, people naturally have empathy, but I do feel you have a deeper level of empathy if you've been.
Well, that's a universal truth. You can't
kind of understand the situation more.
You can't understand somebody until you've been them. So that's just the way it is.
oh yeah,
There's nothing you could do about that. It's the same thing as I'll never know what it's like to be a woman. That's at the end of the day.
See, and that's another thing. Another reason why I think I became good friends with you, Austin, is because when we met, I was going through some things, obviously, and your take was always just so different than a lot of the normal people in my life. You were always more kind of I'd be flustered. Why am I stressed? Why am I having problems, mental health, whatever? And you just kind of come in and be like, well, man, look at your life. Of course you're having these problems. You just told me a story about all these things that happened to you. Clearly you're struggling. That makes complete sense. In fact, you're pretty normal, man. It's okay that you're going through that. And it was almost it was just
justifiably very unhappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason why your life sucks, man. But it was
It's you don't have a bad outlook. That's just natural.
that's just how shitty your life is.
Yeah.
But there's something that's true about that as well. It was just accepting your situation and not kind of, even trying to fix it all the time.
Wait,
Just being
what were
"Hey, I'm
other
going
people
through this."
saying?
The old
No, most people just typically are I've never been through any of the things you've been through, so I don't have any advice for you. But you were almost saying the same thing. You're like, yeah, I don't really know what that's like, but I can see why you would be going through it. You had empathy. You had choice empathy instead of being like, I don't have anything for you, or here's a bunch of bullshit. You know, it was just straight up a real answer. Like, man, it sounds like that would suck.
That sounds pretty shitty.
And I'm not judging you that you feel like it sucks. And I was just like, oh, you normalized it a little bit, kind of idea.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. That seems like that past Austin had some pretty good ideas, so I'm going to hold on to that.
Oh, he does all the time, I find.
Yeah.
It's it's kind of funny because there's definitely some times where I hear things and I'm like, oh, I'm really happy I made that decision at that time, because the reality is once a year has passed, you are kind of you start to feel a little disconnected from who you were. You know?
Yeah. Oh,
So,
that's very true. Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
On this pause, because there was just a nice pause, so you can edit this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really want to talk about that. Like, I don't know if you'd be okay with it, but
Dude, what do you think? Do you think they
on the
could
track
still
that we're
hear
ta-
you, just quieter if you move the mic
on the
away?
track that we're talking about right now? It specifically, a great example of that would be like the night you called me and you're like, "I'm going on Tinder. I'm running a rampage," and I was just like, Austin, think about this for a minute.
Yeah, I was definitely feeling feisty at the time.
Austin's like, yeah, like I've been looking for the right woman and saved myself for marriage my entire life. Now I'm 25 and living in Toronto. He's like, I just don't see it happening, man. My career path's not lining up. I want to meet a nice Christian girl.
It's time to fuck.
He just goes, so I'm going to do a 180-degree spin.
Yeah.
I'm just going to download Tinder, and the first girl who wants it, I'm going to send
Well, actually, I
Seems a little desperate.
Well, I called him when I already had the first girl lined up.
Yeah, he's like, I literally got a girl who's just ready. And I'm like, you're an idiot. What are you talking about? Think about this for a minute.
Yeah.
Don't just throw out your entire goals and values in a moment where you're just feeling bothered by the...
No, dude, I don't mind. I think I always just want to be honest with who I am.
Yeah,
so.
you can change your outlook down the road too. I could see, like, maybe.
No, and I didn't say don't do it. I was just
don't
like,
take it
man,
as seriously
I was
as
like,
you used to. Like,
sleep on it for a day or two, like, and don't just dive in head first into something like that. Because once you cross, like, I think everything in life is like that. Once you cross that boundary, it's way easier to do it again. And you don't want to make it into a lifestyle overnight. You know what I mean? Still hold some of your value.
but I would say there's nothing wrong with that lifestyle anyway.
I'm not
technically.
saying that, but I'm saying I could see it being something that would be very drastic.
If it's if it's that drastic for
like you just okay.
Yeah, that
I'm
makes
I'm
sense.
saving myself for marriage. I'm gonna go smash this random Tinder slut.
It's called. We call that the 0 to 100.
0 to
Yeah,
100.
yeah.
Like, and I was just like, man, maybe just go on a couple dates with some girls, start going to meet some girls. You don't have to maybe have in your mind you want to marry these girls. You don't have to just meet a girl with the final intention of marrying her. Maybe get to know them, and then if you do go down those roads physically, whatever, it would make sense. It's not a problem. But it's like to just go 0, 100. It's like overnight. It's
Here we go.
Yeah.
It's like just progress naturally. Let it be natural.
Yeah. But I would also argue it could have been a slower progression to get to that point than the night he vocalized it too, technically.
Yeah.
Because it could be just
Of
showing.
course.
But he was pretty much
there's
straight up
always-
telling me.
Showing is like maybe just over time his views kind of change.
Well,
That
Jamie, you are
happens.
right that obviously there's always thoughts and ideas that go up to a moment. Like
Wow.
you don't just suddenly just think a thought and go, that's it, that's the one.
Yeah.
It's definitely you have the thought, you put it aside, next day shows up again. That happens for like 3 fucking weeks, and then you're like, we're doing this.
Well, he progressively just has his dick hanging out during the podcast.
Yeah.
And then eventually he's like, I need to show this to a woman.
It escalated to
We
this.
need to do this right now.
I know. It escalated to this. I'm like, man, come on.
Austin, where are you going? I'm like, gonna go see a lady.
Gonna go see a lady I don't even
and
know
I walk
her.
down the street, and then Jamie's like, wait, put it away first. And I'm like, ah, fine.
Ugh. Yikes.
This is real Neighbors right here, guys.
This is real
This
Neighbours
is real
podcast.
stuff.
This is after hours.
This is what the parents want to hear. You know what else we were going back to that topic we were talking about earlier? One thing I like about growing up is I literally talk the same way I talk with my buddies around my mom. Excuse me, she might not like it or prefer it.
Yeah.
But I'm an adult now, and this is who I am, so I'm not gonna even sugarcoat myself in front of my own parents.
Yeah.
And like I think it took a little season of adjustment for my mom to accept that. But she is now actually one of my good friends as well, and I don't feel like I have to censor myself around her, and I don't feel like I have to try and not even say certain things. You know, if I was like, I would come home from a cottage trip and be like, man, Mom, like, we did acid at the cottage and it was crazy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
she might
yeah.
be like, oh my God, I don't want to hear this because it's just my baby. But it's like, at the same time, that's the truth. That's my life. And it's something I did. So I don't need to hide it from her. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat
Because I'm an
now.
adult.
Yeah.
Where, well, you know what though? I'm very fortunate that my parents are pretty easygoing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you are right. It's like why?
Your dad pulls up the couch. I did it with you too. You want to do acid together, son? I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
His parents are quite like that.
Yeah, no, that's how cool they are. No, that's like an unhealthy amount of cool, maybe. But
Yeah.
I don't want them to be that cool.
Yeah.
But okay, view it this way: is when it comes to. So if I do something stupid, I feel like I'm way better off being able to have a healthy outlet, or
Yeah.
I be able to be comfortable with my family and telling them
Absolutely.
that instead of just hiding it all the time.
Yeah,
It just I feel like it has way more power than it should have
Yeah.
compared to just
Yeah.
telling them, and maybe they don't like it, but
Yeah. I would say like there's certainly these stories I wouldn't tell my parents, but it's more just
Why?
not
Why?
hiding it. Well, because
what? Maybe because you still live with them.
Well, yeah.
That would
but,
make a big
But
influence.
no, I don't know, because even still, not even just my parents, there are just certain stories that certain people I'm just like, this isn't their type of story. They wouldn't like. They just wouldn't. It's just not a good thing that they would enjoy the story
Now-
anyway.
now keep in
I
mind,
don't
though,
really care if they were
like,
going to enjoy it or not.
Well,
Jamie
just like at
might
what-
have some skeletons in his closet. I don't know what's up.
I don't know, nothing too crazy, but it's just like and in general too, as far as just being vulgar in front of my parents, I'm not typically too vulgar in front of them, but I'm also not typically too vulgar anyway. Like I guess around certain friends,
Right.
I am, but I'm not really like that all the time anyway. And I guess another thing is probably also working with the public. You kind of get used to
Right.
censoring yourself already. So it's more like, it's not like I'm scared of getting like in trouble by like someone older than me. You know what I mean? But it's more just, and not even a respect thing. It's just they're not really like that. So I'm obviously just not, it's almost like there's different character traits that you show certain people because they kind of enjoy that more. You know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean.
So yeah, I would say
Okay,
there's
I
how
don't think
about
there's
this?
anything wrong with either of those views. I think
no, yeah, and I think
just
it's
a
cool,
preference.
and it's cool that you're open with
Yeah.
your parents too. Like
I-
I'm just, yeah,
I feel like I just kind of got to a point, like, well, I've always kind of been the guy who just says whatever's on his mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
In any group setting.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's kind of just played over into almost every part of my life. But I also just I like that I have nothing to hide
Yeah.
to anyone.
yeah.
I like that there is no skeleton in my closet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of freedom in
does
that.
that mean I've never made a mistake or done something that I'm absolutely fucking gut-wrenchingly ashamed of and
Yeah,
embarrassed
yeah.
of? Absolutely. But who hasn't? And that's what I lead my life with is like, whatever. Like, if someone hears this, if that person who I'm talking about heard it, I'd say it to their face. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how I live.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
freeing.
Yeah.
Because I never am trying to censor myself or remember or I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not like caught up in any lies either. Like,
Oh, no, I wasn't inferring
I'll
that.
be exactly like I'll be honest with people. Like,
Yeah.
But for example, I still like don't think you're necessarily hiding something just by not telling someone. You know what I mean?
No,
it's like
no.
if they asked me about it, I
Yeah,
guess
you
I
don't
would.
you don't need to feel
But-
the need to explicitly
but,
share
like,
all
There's
information
just
at all points in time.
exactly.
There's healthy and
there's like
non-healthy.
I'm just choosy with what I say to certain people, just because it's like I don't necessarily want to say every little thing. Because again, just kind of picking your audience. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
And
but-
I've had people like when I'm dating someone, like they definitely don't like sometimes that I'm like that. Like
Like,
it's
really
uncomfortable for
open.
them. They're like, "Are you gonna tell all your friends like that
Yeah.
we talked about that or that
And
that
here
said
you
that, or
are."
that
I'm
happened?"
just
You know.
kidding.
And then I'm on the podcast, just like telling
So,
the whole world.
Is there something you want to talk about?
yeah, spill it, man.
I mean, why have these Mike? Why have these conversations private when you can expose
Put them on the podcast.
all the dirty laundry of the world?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's validity for sure to both things. I've just personally made the decision that this is who I am and this is how I'm going to be.
oh yeah.
You
Well,
know?
there's nothing
And-
wrong with that.
And I
either,
think I
you
almost
know?
sort of developed that as well because of things that I've been through. So I'm just like, you know what? I would just rather never have to think back.
Yeah.
Of course,
Or
now-
never have to even care if someone, because there's all those things like word can pass, right? Word can get around, whatever. But it's like I kind of made the decision that even that broken down telephone wire game is a great example of like things getting misconstrued even slightly. But at the end of the day, if some piece of information about my life reached someone that I used to have in my close friend circle or something, and it was misconstrued, and then and they didn't take the time to come back to me and clarify it. It does, for me, what it does, I guess, here, I'll sum it up with this. It very easily brings the people who I want in my life closer and into my life because they already know everything about me and they don't judge me for it because they clearly want to be in my life, friends still, and be in my life. Yeah. And it easily separates me from the people that I don't need to give or waste time on.
That's a fair point.
Do you know what I mean? Because everyone who meets me knows who I am 100% right away, face value. They know what I stand for. They know my sense of humor. And if they care to get to know anything more than that, they're going to immediately be absorbed into the fullness of who I am kind of idea versus me having to be surface with anyone whatsoever.
That makes
So
that
it draws
sense.
hard lines in my relationships, and I either we're best friends and we're close, or I don't really hang out or talk.
And if they don't like you, then it's like big
Now,
deal. It's kind of
big deal.
you figure that out, right?
Now, hold on, though. To be a bit contrarian, though, is the reality is when you're talking about the context of, obviously, if you're in a relationship and you're on the rocks, you're having problems, the other person did not sign up for this same contract. And
what do you mean?
Like in the sense that, like, maybe, so you say, obviously, like, I tell everybody everything, right?
Sure.
So
I mean, I don't, but I'm saying what you see is what you get, and I'm not really afraid to tell people things.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I just go around broadcasting.
Now, of course,
I don't
I'm
look
saying,
for an outlet.
what I'm saying, though, is if you...
Like, hey, stranger on the street, want to hear about my whole life and my failed relationships?
What I mean is you have discretion, but what I mean is if the topic comes to light and it really gets into the deeps of it, I feel like, generally speaking, as you said, you're always going to be the one to put out, or to be like, well, this is like, if it comes up in a conversation, I think you'll go into it, and the person, like your significant other, did not sign up for that. Right?
Yeah, they did because they're dating me, and that's how I am.
Okay, that's a good game right there.
Do you know what's funny?
I think that's just the way it is. That's like me trying to. So, like, imagine if you were dating a girl who had close relationships with her family and her friends, and she like, they were all close enough to her that she vented to them and shared things about you with them. I think that's your problem if you have a problem with that, not hers, because it's her needing to vent her things to those people in her life. It's not. I don't think you should have a say in that. It's like you're going to try and imply that she needs to censor herself because you're uncomfortable with the information that's being passed about you. It's like, no, you're in a relationship with her. Yeah. And by being in a relationship with her, you're in a relationship with her family and friends as well. So if she naturally has outlets that like that and you're not okay with it, you just need to stop dating her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Stop doing the thing she's complaining about.
I don't think it's fair to imply those boundaries on someone else.
Now, so let's say, obviously, great. Yeah, so let's say they compromise. They say, okay, I get it. I still love you. You're 6'3". You're pretty good looking. I'll stick around.
6'3" Harrison Ford.
You're 6'3" Harrison Ford. Yeah. With blonde hair. I'll stick around a little bit. Now, does that mean you will make equal compromises?
Like, give an example.
Oh God! What do you want me to give? I can't think of any specific example.
If the tables were turned.
If the tables were turned, absolutely.
I'm guessing he would still stick by that because he's saying, like,
absolutely.
If she was going on talking about him, obviously he would.
In fact, I think it's a healthy thing to like be the way that I am a little bit more for people. Yeah. So I'm like, I would want that person to share with their friends and family and like, and again, like I said, was talking about earlier. If they automatically just judge me in a negative way because maybe she's saying something that's not so positive about me and they write me off, those people clearly aren't in my corner, in her corner anyways. They don't have our best interest in hand anyway. So it just, for me, it gets someone out of my life that I didn't want in my life, and it gets someone out of our relationship that I didn't want speaking into our relationship anyways. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a win-win for me.
That makes sense.
It keeps things simple. There's no doubt about that.
I think the truth always comes out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
About a person's character.
On this topic, that's funny is I always thought it was funny that, like, as a kid, you're always taught, like, lying is, like, very bad and, like, never lie. And it is kind of weird. Like, I understand the gist is, like, when you're dealing with kids, you want kids to be honest with you because you want to know what they're doing. Right. So it makes sense that they teach kids that. But I do think as a fundamental rule, that's obviously just not true. There's certainly situations where lying is, like, good, Like, I don't know. I just
give an example.
Teaching it as like a fully bad thing. Well, and obviously there are, like, I'll just say, like, someone's like, give me your wallet, and you're like, I don't have my wallet, but you do, you know.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
stuff like that. We're just saying it is painted as like an always.
You know
an
what,
evil.
Jamie? That's a very good example.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm
that's
surprised
but
that
it's,
I was
but
surprised.
it's
I thought of that.
extremely
Good.
specific
Yeah.
as well. So it's like the whole thing, the old saying or whatever in the Bible. It's like if someone is running from someone who's trying to kill them, and the person who's trying to kill them asks you where they are and you lie about them. It's like the Jews in the Holocaust.
Yeah.
They're hiding Jewish people in their basements.
Which is obvious.
And the
yeah.
Nazis knock on the door and they're like, "Hey, you have any Jews here?" And they're like, "No." So you can lie for a good reason.
Exactly.
Which doesn't mean it's bad.
Well, that's what I'm saying is so, but it is funny that as a golden rule, like growing up, it seems like there's a lot of people who are like, it's just bad, like don't lie, and it is like,
There,
yeah, exactly.
there must be
There's
there must be
several-
some sort of philosophical like term for that.
There's several
like
gray
like I
areas.
said, lying for the sake of good.
I
Yeah.
think that you should never lie, but you also have to have a moral code. And if something's going against your moral code, it's okay to
Yeah.
mislead.
Yeah.
You know what
Could
I
you
mean?
imagine
If you're
you-
protecting someone or you're stopping something bad from happening, then yeah, it's fine.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine, Mike? You're housing some Jews. Nazis show up. Do you have any Jews in your house? You're like, I never lie. So yeah,
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
right there. Shoot the floorboards right there.
Yeah. That'd
I
be,
can't tell a lie.
I can't tell a lie.
I'm
it's
just
not
too honest.
fundamental.
Oh,
my
what can I
parents
say?
taught me to never lie.
yeah. Exactly.
I'm a good boy.
Thank my mom and dad.
Yeah.
People under the floorboards.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like what?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's not very useful. No,
No.
but here's the thing, though. Is obviously they're just trying their best to give you a trajectory.
But I
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
But
You're
I
gonna do
will
whatever the
say.
fuck you want once
But
you
I
get
would
there.
say that
Oh,
it's
yeah.
as simple as what you just said. I would say you just gave the only example where it's okay to lie.
Well,
I don't think it's okay to lie.
but I also
if you're
think
trying
there's
to
a lot of-
protect yourself
I
or
do think
protect
there's
someone
harm,
else.
but I would actually disagree. I would say there's still harmless lies too. You know, it's not always even in the dire situations.
Well, then
Sure.
what's the benefit
Like-
to a harmless lie?
Well, I mean,
Slight
it's
conveniences.
like telling a fish story, a fisherman's story. The
trying-
fish was bigger,
I'm
so
trying to
you're just
think.
exciting people with a bigger fish story.
Yeah, okay, but
I
now
don't
that's
have a good-
that's more stretching the truth.
Well, I don't like people.
Hyperbole.
I don't like people who do that anyway. Like I would, if someone's, I don't like when people lie about
Well,
stories.
you got to be a good storyteller. You got to
Well-
embellish a little.
but
And
you
actu-
just be interesting then, and then what you're saying, you don't have to lie about. But but it's like
just be interesting, you simp.
I'm trying to give an example of like times where it's not like that crucial, but it's still like not that big of a deal if you lie. I don't know.
You know
I'm
what, there was
trying,
a-
trying to think of
yeah,
situations.
well, okay. While you're thinking of one, I was actually reading something that's really interesting. Is when you tell a story over and over again, over time, a lot of people will, without realizing it, naturally create hyperbole to the story, and over time, they
becomes
actually.
embellished.
Not only that, though, they actually start to believe the new versions they're telling.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like they're the original.
Well, that's the only way you can actually convince yourself of a lie. If you convince yourself of it and you tell yourself it enough, your brain will actually repaint it the way
And-
that you
and it
remember.
be-
And then
and it
you
almost-
don't know what the truth is.
And it almost becomes telephone for yourself, where you keep telling
Yeah.
the same story, and then one time it's like that fish was 3 feet long. Oh, it was
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
3.5 feet, and then it just
I-
keeps.
Yeah.
I
and
like
then,
when
and then you're
stories-
convinced, like you're you of all people, the most fooled.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
like
yeah.
that fish was 5 feet long.
That's
Well,
the dangerous
he was.
part of it.
I like how stories get like more polished as it goes. Like I do notice, like if you hear someone retell a story, not necessarily always even
well
lies,
refined and like,
but it's like
embellishing the details. Just
yeah, it's like
enjoying
they know
the-
what parts to focus in on, and like
Yeah.
you can tell they're like refining this story the more they tell it. Like
Yeah.
I do, yeah, and obviously like everyone does that, but
Did you just like explain the process for like doing a stand up?
Okay,
basically, I guess.
why don't we sum it up, the lying thing up with this? I think it's pretty fair to say this, that there are lies that are harmless,
yeah,
meaning like if someone's like, "Hey, did you eat breakfast today?" and you don't care, or it doesn't matter.
no, I didn't.
It doesn't
even though
matter
you
that
did.
you did or didn't eat breakfast. If they're not asking you for any real reason, or you're like, "What'd you have for breakfast today?" and you just don't remember, so you just go pancakes and you move on with your life. Yeah, but I don't think lying under any real circumstances, when there's something at stake, or
Oh,
when
yeah.
it's when
Well,
it,
and
when
that
it-
would just be
when it-
weird.
when something's based on it, is ever okay.
Yeah, but it would just be weird to do that anyway, like just pointlessly lie. So I think it's annoying, and I do think it's being honest is obviously a good thing. But I'm just saying, I guess another example I did think of is like when it comes to like people's, I guess, feelings. Even sometimes I'm like,
I don't believe in that.
Well,
either.
but there are people who are like, but at the same time, I get that being kind of what's the word, just blunt and just honest. But at the same time, there are situations where it wouldn't actually affect you So it's
But
not.
I don't
it's
think
not,
you're
so-
helping the person.
No, but for example, like say
you're
you look at someone,
trying to protect them.
you're like, wow, this person is like morbidly obese or something about
Yeah.
them like that,
Sure,
and it's
that's a
like
great example.
And it's just like, I guess it's not a lie to not say something.
Well, I
guess.
don't think you need
But
to go to your way.
I guess
to
it's
be a
like
dick.
if they looked at you and like, do you think I'm overweight?
Yes.
I guess
100%.
I guess
You're
it-
extremely morbidly obese, and
I
you're
guess,
probably
Jamie,
gonna die.
here's the
depends
thing,
on the
Jamie.
yeah, exactly.
Is the reality is at that point it's almost a test.
Yeah.
Because they know
was a bad
that they're
example.
obese.
Yeah, that was a
and
bad
they're looking
example.
at you going, "Are you gonna be fucking level with me and just say it?"
I think
Yeah.
I think it's even like fair to be like, man, you guys ever watch Steven Crowder on his podcast?
No.
Well, he talks about how they're like
ye-
they're now putting like in these like women's health magazines and even Playboy and stuff on the centerfold. They're putting these obese women, like the women
Yeah.
are obese actually,
Yeah.
and they're plus
Well, yeah, well,
size,
it's a
and they're
common thing
trying
right
to
now.
and they're trying to sell it as if it's like, oh, this is beautiful too, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, and at the end of the day, like that is a load of shit.
Yeah.
For one, it's not beautiful, and that's just a fact. Now, can those people be beautiful? Yes.
I think
Are
it
those
depends
people,
on
as a
your
person-
idea of beauty.
As a person, are they beautiful? Yes. But being unhealthy and morbidly obese
that
is not
aspect,
beautiful.
that aspect is not what's beautiful.
Yeah, and like,
I would say that.
and it's funny
but
because they'll put a woman, they'll put like, that what's that girl's name? That Ashley Graham or whatever her name is. She was famous.
I don't remember the particular
Okay,
person.
but
okay, hold on.
She's got literally she's obese, but she has physically perfect skin, perfect teeth,
Yeah.
perfect dimensions to her entire body, zero cellulite, and it's like, okay, this is a woman who maybe not be physically healthy, but yeah, she fits all the other crazy beauty standards that we have for women,
Yeah.
but she's just plus size, so we're going to put her as the cover of the model because people aren't going to swallow it if there's a girl up there with cellulite and messed up teeth and all
Yeah.
shit. There are things that just do and don't constitute as beauty, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now hold on. Okay, let's emphasize here again that the reality is in my opinion, it's just not healthy to promote being unhealthy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not.
It doesn't make any sense.
And it's not.
I
I don't
would-
even think.
and
And
I
I
think-
don't think it should be accepted.
to
like
be
it's like.
to be devil's advocate here though, I would say obviously to say like go aspire to be this is probably not the best like
But that's kind of what's happening.
I would disagree with that.
now
I don't
keep in mind though,
think so.
Jamie, the opposite has happened as well with anorexia.
Yeah.
There's
that
also
has
just been
happened.
like freakishly skinny women that are on there too, and you're like,
Yeah, and that's probably
that's
bad.
not
But I
not
would just-
realistic.
I would just say it's hard to really point the differential of like what body image is coming from because it's like I don't know. It's kind of just like I can see how like if someone is like really overweight or something and they see someone, I'm not saying in a very morbidly like horrible way like pushing it, but if someone is like a little bigger and they see someone like them, I can kind of see the argument that they're like, okay, like at least people don't all think I'm like hideous even, but it's I understand that the counter argument is that like obviously people should work on themselves and stuff, but like everyone just is living at their own pace. There's nothing you can really do about that.
No,
So I would
but
just
to
say
try and say or sell it or try and it's more like nowadays you would almost be the one who everyone looks at negatively if you had a negative opinion about someone who was obese. If you were like, I don't think
Kind
that's
of.
beautiful, you'd be the one who's ostracized for that opinion.
yeah.
But that opinion is true, and it's okay for you to have that opinion. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Now,
Well,
I don't
like,
think you should go out of your way to tell people that
Yeah,
they're
I
obese.
would just say
but
people-
if someone comes up to me and says, "Hey, do I look good to you?" and you say no, you should be fine to say that.
I
Or if someone's
guess.
like, "Do you think that woman looks
Now,
good or
okay,
that man
just
looks good?"
you
and
would
say
be
no?
perceived as an asshole if you like if someone was like, "Do you think I look good?" and you didn't think so. That's what I mean about the harmless lies. Where
Yeah,
it's like
a thing where do you
that
really want to
situation-
deal with it?
Yeah, in that situation,
I wouldn't be
what's
dealing with it. They'd be
but-
the one who's offended after.
but
it.
what's the point? I guess the thing is, what's the point of like in that situation? There's literally no reason, like no benefit. To
I just think you're
saying-
doing them a disservice if you just lie to them about it and let them keep living in that fantasy world where they're like, "Yeah, I could just keep being unhealthy and it's no problem. Everyone thinks I'm beautiful."
I guess
And
I don't.
it's
I
not
don't
even
think,
more
I don't
about
quite
beautiful,
think. I
it's
don't
more
quite
about
think
health.
it's there. I
It's
know.
more about health
I
than
don't
anything.
think it's there though. I like what you're saying is I don't necessarily think society's quite like that. Like they know. I think a lot of people who are like obese, they know. You know, and I'm sure they.
Oh,
don't.
they do know, but that's
They
why
don't.
there's that
And,
big.
well, they know there's health issues. You know, I'm just saying I don't
Yeah.
think society's pushing it to quite to the point where they're actually saying like
No, not
there's
society,
no
but-
risk or anything. Like most people are aware. So
Diabetes awareness.
yeah, like people know about that sort of thing. So it's like I don't know, but I can see how it's not normalized, but I can see how like someone sees someone who's just like a little bigger, not quite this perfect human. Like maybe they're just like, oh, I don't know. It's hard to say what that psychologically does to people, but I wonder if it does do good. Like they're like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not like a freak.
Well,
you know?
okay, hold on. Okay, guys, hold on.
That's a whole different discussion, I think.
Yeah.
That to me, it sounds like the difference between confirmation and aspiration.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is somebody who is already in that position
Yeah.
might find that like that relation and go, oh, it's nice that there is somebody in that position.
Yeah.
That like that is like me. Okay, and then you're saying aspiration, which is.
Well,
I'm
it's like
seeing the people with this weight.
Okay, no
and
matter
I
how,
want to
no
look
matter how
like them.
big you
Yeah.
are, or overweight you are, or anything like that, no matter how you look,
Yeah.
like literally, some people just aren't born with the best looks. You know,
Yeah.
like that's just life.
Oh,
Their
yeah.
teeth could be all crazy.
You
Their
are
nose
right
might be
though. Those
their
girls who
nose
are
might be
overweight do
deformed.
have good features.
Their
still.
nose might be deformed and all that stuff, right? Like it might not even be a weight thing.
Yeah.
And that isn't like what most people view as
but
generally beautiful. Now, I just want to finish. The
Yeah.
point is that those people shouldn't feel like they're worth less than someone who's who's in good shape or something, or has a perfect nose or perfect features. They shouldn't. That's a different discussion than what I'm talking about. Like feeling like you love yourself and that you're worthy of people's love and you're worthy of you're worth something is a complete different discussion than being like, is it okay that I'm morbidly obese?
Yeah.
No, it's not. Like
Yeah.
I think there's just clear, and that has nothing to do with now. I'm morbidly obese. I can acknowledge that. But I'm so worthy of love. Absolutely. I'm so worthy of people caring about me and having friendships and
Yeah.
you know what, someone loving me. Yeah, of course. That has nothing to do with your intrinsic worth. I'm purely talking about the idea that, oh, this is beauty
looks
now.
good. Well,
it doesn't look good.
But the thing is, physical aesthetics is still like a personal taste. Like it is at the end of the day subjective. Like there are people who
To a
are
degree.
specifically into like features that
Unhealthiness.
Well, yeah, there are people.
There's fetishes for sure.
Well, exactly, stuff like that. So I would say,
but I don't think you should base the norm around a fetish.
But I wouldn't. I wouldn't. But what is the norm? I'm just saying. The fact that a magazine did throw like someone on a cover, it's not like that is necessarily that prominent anyway. People seem to get really outraged whenever it happens, or they're like, "Oh, whoa." I don't know. It's just to me.
I
it's
don't
just,
care.
I don't
Put whoever
think,
you want on the
I don't.
magazine
I don't
cover.
think it's that. I don't think it's quite that toxic the way like I get some of your points, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
It was just something that I listened to the other day. Steven Crowder had ranted about it on his podcast, and I was just like, I just made a couple of very interesting points that I thought were.
Yeah.
Oh, although it's a very popular thing right now as well. Like, everybody has a thought on it.
And and like I want to obviously cover my own ass. I don't think that like I've had people in my family who like dealt with weight issues and stuff like that. They're not any like I don't think some of the most amazing people you've ever met in your whole life that I respect and love and whatever. But if that person comes to me and says, "Hey, like, what do you think about this?" I'm going to tell them the truth. I'm going to be like, "Hey, I think you need to work on this, and I don't think it's attractive." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they actually appreciate that and respect that. I say that. Instead of me just being like, "Oh no, you look good, you look fine, don't worry about it."
Yeah.
It's okay to be unhealthy and to eat the way you're eating and treat your body that way. It's like, no, it's not. You know?
Okay,
what I mean?
okay. So,
there's
okay,
a
hold on,
level
Jamie,
of
hold on.
healthy concern. That's all
Okay,
I'll say.
so
Yeah.
we're going a little bit over, but I'm like, we might as well just kind of wrap up this topic nicely.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to
right?
cut out some random shit from
Oh
there
yeah,
as well.
just delete everything. Delete everything.
Yeah.
No. No, I think this is a good conversation. Actually, one thing I do want to add in is because obviously, like I have some people in my family that deal with weight issues, and for me the big thing is in my opinion it's rarely steeped in something purely physical.
Yes.
There's
Absolutely.
definitely a lot of kind of emotional stuff happening or things from their childhood or trauma.
Yeah.
And there's this weird link of that a lot of people have with different things like alcohol or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they've just linked it to food, and that's how they cope with that problem.
And I think that it is a good thing to feel uncomfortable sometimes, and I actually think that it's a good thing to feel judged sometimes. Because if we just make a cookie cutter safe, no one's feelings ever get hurt. No one gets offended. No one ever gets their toe stepped on world for everyone. We all just get to continue on in those dysfunctions you were just talking about, Austin, blindly forever. It's like, no, we're never going to grow. We're never going to challenge ourselves and go, oh, yeah, I actually need to change something. If everything's just, if everyone around us just goes, no, it's fine, and rubs your back. You know what I mean? It's like, no, that's why we should share our honest opinion.
I agree with that. I would say, but there is like a healthy approach to it that doesn't make, I would say that you don't necessarily need to be like a blunt asshole about it in situations, but there is certainly a healthy approach to encourage someone out of that.
Well, let's just say I would never in a million years walk up to someone and say,
unsolicited,
give an opinion that was not asked for.
Exactly, yeah.
That would make me a douchebag.
Exactly.
But if someone comes to me and goes in confidence, and asks me a question, I'm going to tell them the truth.
Of course, you should be honest if you think there's a concern. Yeah, that makes sense.
I would definitely say one of the big things is I do think it's important to talk about these things because I'm like, why not kind of question?
Yeah.
Like, like if people say like don't do this or that, it's like why? And I don't know. I enjoy talking about it at the very least. But
flesh it out,
I can definitely be more like Jamie in the sense that I can be very empathetic.
Well, this is a very good dynamic because that is one thing that I'm more like a knife.
You're more intense and you're kind of like, and that's it. You're a questioner. You're like, why should I? Like when somebody just
why should I cater any of my opinions?
Or as you say, like
down.
when it comes to you said niceties, it's like why should I not just say the truth?
Yeah,
right. And I'm like actually I think there's a lot of legitimate points.
There's balance. There is balance though.
Yeah,
I get where Jay's coming from, and I don't disagree with anything you said actually at all.
Yeah,
I just also agree with a lot of things that I said.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I like that. It's very civil.
I get where you're coming from in certain areas. Yeah.
But I appreciate the contrast to my own opinion. Yeah. I think that's another thing, like a cool thing about having a friend that's more in between us. Austin, you can be very both. You can be very like, boom, here's a knife blade and like here's an opinion. But you also can be extremely diplomatic, and Jamie's more diplomatic. So it's like it's cool.
Jamie is definitely
in this room. There's a lot of
three of us. Yeah,
between the three of us.
Yeah,
Jamie's a lot more empathetic, which I think is a good thing. He's the most empathetic out of the three of us, I think.
That's why he was able to work in shitty customer service
representative
position for 7 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So guys, we blew 10 minutes over. So do we have some closing thoughts, Mike?
I think that was it. That was my closing thought.
Well, I just want to say, thank you for coming on, Mike.
Thanks
that was awesome.
Me. Yeah, we went all over the the map. Had a breaker.
I feel like we really got into a groove at the end there, though. Last half hour.
I know.
So hopefully you guys got through that whole conversation and
we were kind of shooting all over the map at the beginning.
The back and forth. So right on, guys. Mike Fleischer, pleasure.
Out.
Real Neighbours.
All right.
Cheers.
Take care, everyone.